Can't wait to hear what the Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher has to say. A tough one to lose, 34-31. I don't know where he's going to go, but he always starts G&G game night. And what will he say? What will Mark Tauscher say? Packers lose 34-31 in Detroit against the Lions on a last-second field goal. And 4 of 5, the Lions going for it on fourth down. Just giving you the stat on that. Preventing the Packers from having a chance after the field goal at the end. All right, to the Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, his opening statements, and the opening statements for G&G game night. It'll be game morning soon. Yes,
it
Tausch?
will be. Okay, great game, fun, especially second half, entertaining. Detroit, we knew Detroit's a good football team. I hope we run into these guys in the playoffs, but tonight was the first half of this game is where we lost. The offense and the O-line against this defense, what we saw in the second half is what we should have seen all game. That 31 should have been closer to 45. And if you do that, you find a way to win. But there was, I think, a lot of things that you can be positive about. But, again, the thing that continues to show itself is we can't put pressure on quarterbacks. And when Jair's out and Evan Williams is out, Hafley didn't feel good about blitzing, and when he did, Detroit had the answers. So this was, I think, a great NFL football game. I think you have two of the top 3 teams in the conference played tonight. Detroit is really good, but I hope we get another crack at these guys because we played a really bad first half of football. We were able to overcome it, but not enough to beat a really good team. And when you make those mistakes and your weaknesses continue to get exposed, you lose to a team that you can beat, but right now we're not there. And will we get there? Well, if we do, it's not going to be by winning the division because tonight that is bye-bye. It's gone. So now it's going to be the long, tough road, which, by the way, we've seen this movie before. It's been done. But tonight was disappointing in the fact that we had opportunities to get it done, and we didn't. And I think that's going to be the stinging part for this football team because they know in their heart of hearts they had opportunities to win this and they could not get it done.
All right, I have one question for you. I don't think that was a penalty on Watson when they called him for the pick. Generally, the rule is if you block and he's just moving across.
Well, the guy flopped. You have to be very deliberate on those, especially when you're, out in space.
Okay.
You can get in the way. I don't know if he lowered his shoulder.
He didn't do anything.
I don't want any of that stuff called. I thought the holding call on Detroit at the end of the game was garbage. That was a bad call.
I thought they called when they grabbed. That was a bad call.
Okay. You don't call that at the end of the game. So, you missed obviously they missed the face mask or that blow to the head on Jordan early in the game. They missed. There's some calls missed both sides.
I'm not blaming the officials for the loss.
No,
I just had a question on that one play because that would have forced a touchdown by Detroit at the end on a field goal.
Well, I think Detroit was going to score a touchdown anyways. I don't think we weren't going to. If we couldn't get off on 1st and 20, we couldn't get off the field. I don't know if we were going to. So this game kind of played out. I'm just really disappointed with how we played on offense in that first half. That's the part of the game because everybody's going to say, well, the defense, the pass rush is what it is. And when you're playing good O-lines, it hadn't been good enough. And when you start taking guys out of your secondary, you're going to get beaten up a little bit. I thought the run defense tonight was pretty stout. They made a play they forced the Detroit Lions into a lot of fourth downs. I give Dan Campbell credit, man. He is who he is.
Oh, I want to be on record.
It was complete lunacy.
Going for it on
fourth
down is
going
to cost him in the playoffs.
Yeah, but and it happened last year. This is what they do.
I know, which is
And
fine
you
in the
could
regular
say-
season. It's going to cost him in the playoffs. Just mark it down.
Homer,
What?
there's
10:34.
nobody crazy enough to do what he just did.
In
No
the regular
coaches are doing
season,
that.
yes. You can get away with it on the regular season. It has to go against you only once in the postseason. It's over. What he did tonight was stupid.
Homer, but it was stupid, but it's not because that's what they do.
A fine.
And you play to that identity. And by the way,
Well,
you don't.
so
if they
I say
kick that
2
field
and 2
goal with
is 5, and I always say it's 5. That doesn't make it smart because that's my identity.
I'm just telling you.
I know you're telling me. You're right.
It worked.
Things work in the regular season that will not work in the postseason. You know that. You've lived it because you can't afford for one game or one thing to go against you. And it could
was
have cost
very, very gutsy to do what they did.
Yes.
I don't know if there's another coach in the NFL that would, on 4th and 1, they just got stuffed on 3rd and inches. That was 4th and almost a yard. And with a minute 30 to go, to not kick the game leading field goal because you don't want to give the ball back. First off, that tells you a lot about how much they worry about Jordan Love. That's part of it. But their identity is they are going to always be aggressive. And yes, that doesn't always work. But tonight, if they don't do that, if he kicks field goals, Homer, instead of getting touchdowns on 4th down in the red zone, they lose.
Well, but going for it also gave the Packers a touchdown, arguably, when they went for it on 4th.
I think, Homer, I think he understood tonight, especially in the second half, they weren't going to stop Green Bay. I think Dan Campbell understood that. He kind of figured this was going to be a high-scoring game. They were going to need 7s, not 3s in the red zone because they were very risky on that,
before
and
he went
it worked.
for it on 4th down, the Packers had gone 3 and out. Okay, so the Packers go 3 and out, and he has 4th and 1 at their own 31, and he goes for it. So the game was close because of his insanity on 4th down. That's also accurate.
Detroit does what they do.
Fine. Yeah.
Green Bay tonight was the first half, and I know we can sit here, and I'm pretty sure callers are going to say defense.
What happened? The offensive line got whooped, but
yeah, we got worked. And we did a little players only in the beginning, and we had D-Bach and City and Balaga, and we were all just wondering, what the hell? How is this going on? Because this group has been playing so good, and you're playing against a lot of guys that weren't in the league or practice squatted, and they were getting whooped. Zach Tom had a really tough first half. Yep. I thought there was way too much penetration in the middle. You got pressure on Jordan. That first half was that was just bad football.
I would say the
Green
first
Bay.
2 possessions, the key was they didn't run the damn ball.
Well, and then when they scored 12 play drive, 10 of them are runs.
Yep.
You're always trying to figure things out. You get a little too creative, and you don't go down and get points. This was one of those games you needed efficiency with your possessions because you knew Detroit was going to try and possess the football because they know their defense is beat up. They did that. Detroit executed their plan better and more consistently, and you mix one turnover in there. We only created the one. That got us back in the game and got us the lead. But Christian put the ball on the ground early in that. The first half is what cost the Green Bay Packers this game, not how the rest of this game played out. The first half and how ineffective we were is what cost us this game.
All right. They are lined up for you. They want to hear and comment for Tosh. I think we have to go with Shugs first. Sugar-free.
Yeah, always Shugs first.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I think Levi and Stevens Point might argue that point, but we'll save that for another time.
Levi's usually second or third.
Shugs, you're on with Mark Tauscher. Let her fly. Packers lose 34-31, so the record's now 9-4. The Lions have won 11 in a row. They're 12-1. Yes.
Yeah, you're both right on the offensive line wasn't up to par, and they should have ran the ball. I mean, we have the third back in the league, and you need to run the ball. I mean, you need to run the ball. I mean, you know what kind of offense they have. We have no pass rush, and I'm telling you another thing.
Yeah, you always have another thing.
The zone coverage that The defensive coordinator said that he was going to play enough man-to-man. So they don't play man-to-man. There's no man-to-man. I mean, all you do is coverage. You just let them go down the field. I mean, get some you-know-what and get some man-to-man out there. I don't care if you don't have...
Let me address that with us. Might that have been a result of the injuries?
Yeah, no Evan Williams for most of the game.
You need to adjust, Game. You need to
hold
adjust.
on, Shugs. I'm asking Tausch. I think that was the result of not only was Williams out, but Bullard was out.
But Homer, Shugs is right in this respect. Right. I was expecting with Hafley coming in more aggressiveness, more man-to-man coverage. But when you take your best corner and Jair, you can't count on Jair at this point. You just can't.
Nope.
So then you have to figure out what are we going to do. He made a great call, and I saw somebody put it up on Twitter. The interception Keyshawn Nixon had, they faked out the coverage. Goff bit. You made a play. Unfortunately, and Shug, I think you could say, well, the coverage has to be married up with the pass rush, and the pass rush didn't get its job done tonight. That's what killed us. Go ahead, Shug. Yeah,
so, I mean, we're going to have to figure it out. So what they need to do, I know they have to play every game, right? They have a team ahead of them that they have to plan. But they have got to plan for Detroit in the playoffs. They have got to know what they're going to do on defense. They know what they got on offense, okay? As long as the coach runs the ball and then plays off that on the pass. But other than that, they need to get their defense in order. I mean, you can't, I mean, even though, like Homer came on, hey, we lost by... What?
What are they going to do?
What? I don't know what. Well, they need to play more man-to-man.
Okay, all right.
They need to get...
all right.
Okay, and they need to get some pass rush.
I agree with your willingness to gamble.
What did Detroit do? What did Detroit do tonight?
They sent people the whole time. They gave up a ton of points, too. All right, Shugs, we got all kinds of people lined up.
Wait. One more thing.
All right.
One more thing.
You always have one more thing.
It's really is coming from the head coach, Campbell, is love every time. Late hit. You better take that mental note as the Packers, and they better do the same thing to Goff. I mean, I'm done with this.
We got to get to him. Shugs, they weren't close enough to hit him.
They weren't close enough for late hits. All right, Shugs, we'll check it. Thanks for the call. All right, I think. Do you want the Tito's now or after the break? Because I
wanted 5 Tito's during that first half. Tito's Handmade Vodka on game day? Yeah, in the first half for sure. Pour me in, coach, from a seat in the stands to the best seat on the couch. Root for your favorite team with your favorite team spirit. Stack a spicy bloody, salt the rim of a Tito Rita, or just take home a Tito's and whatever your heart desires. Just make sure Tito's is your first round bottle pick. Find cocktail recipes for every fan at Tito'sVodka.com. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
The callers and the dog of the game. Next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
It's all about the green and gold and nonsense on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Wait a minute. I thought it was a shark.
No, it's a sharp. I'll repeat what you said because it sounded good. I assume I thought I heard shark
it's
too.
Not a shark?
No, it's a sharp better.
I learned something new today. Sharp.
All educated, we swear. All with degrees.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Get your hydration on track with Water Joe. Water Joe has 0 calories, 0 sugars, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0 carbs. Get a 700 milliliter bottle of Water Joe at your local Festival Foods for 99 cents now until December 8th. Just purified water infused with a kick of caffeine. It's a great alternative to sugary sodas, sugary coffee, or energy drinks. Get that 700 milliliter bottle of Water Joe for only 99 cents through December 8th at your local Festival Foods location.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Your husband does not listen to your show?
Yeah, he doesn't listen because he thinks that I'm like a Packers homer, which is so funny because I constantly get accused of not being a Packers homer. No.
He doesn't listen because he doesn't like your sports take.
I know, it's worse.
He doesn't like my sports
But
take.
he actually doesn't like the content.
He's like, I know you. I pass.
Yeah.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
Black Friday is Cash Friday at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. On Friday, November 29th, starting at 5 p.m., 18 winners will each take home a cash prize between $500 and $2,500 in our Cash Friday promotion. And at 8 p.m., one winner will take home the $40,000 grand prize. Plus, November 29th is Ho Chunk Day. And we're celebrating by giving the first 500 guests visiting our Rewards Club booth $25 in rewards play. Cash Friday is a holiday tradition at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Professional volleyball is coming to Madison this January. Featuring Olympic medalists Lauren Carlini and Annie Drew Schumacher, Love Madison Volleyball is Madison's newest pro team. Get ready to watch some of the world's best volleyball players, from Olympic medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 17th at the Wisconsin Fieldhouse. Visit lovb.com for more information and tickets for Love Madison matches. Volleyball is the next major league.
Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. Metro Ford is also the home of the 2 years no-charge maintenance offer on new vehicle purchases, making it the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at MetroFordofMadison.com. That's MetroFordofMadison.com.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Call the Boda Box Wine Line at 800-990-3776.
We got dogs.
It's time for the Sit Mean Sit.
Yeah, we got Jimmy.
Dog of the game.
John Money Alexander.
Christian Watson. Quay Walker.
He's a dog.
Kenny Clark. Jordan Love.
Presented by Sit Mean Sit Dog Training in Waukesha and Milwaukee. Visit sitmeansit.com.
You just never know where the Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher will go, and you also don't know what he will pick as low-hanging fruit. So,
no, you know the low-hanging fruit tonight.
Really? I don't.
Yeah, JJ. Well, JJ's got to be the low-hanging fruit tonight.
Why?
3 touchdowns? Huh?
The dog of the game ahead of Tucker Kraft, who took one of the most vicious hits and then threw him the little flip where you get up on your feet.
Well, there goes that.
Man.
I was trying
to
set that up because I'm taking Tucker Kraft because he was the dog of the game.
Right. I knew you.
What I love about what Tucker Kraft did was he talked the talk a little bit coming in. He was sick of Kirby Joseph. He brought an edge, and I think that's one thing Packer fans have been wanting for a while is let's get guys with an edge and confidence and have a little swag. He's got it. He had a couple of big plays. I think he had a touchdown tonight, right?
Yep.
3 catches for 41. But, yeah, it was not only the attitude he brought into the game and what he did. That move that you're talking about, when you're talking about a dog, He goes, takes that hit, doesn't bother him, and he kips up like it's no big deal.
Is that what that's
Bam!
called? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's called kipping.
Yeah.
He kipped up like it was no big deal, basically to say, y'all are punks. That's the best you got? That's what dogs do. Dogs punk back. You think that little, it nipped at my heels a little bit. Yeah, whatever. I'm coming back for more. I don't think you're going to want any more. I love his whole approach and attitude was everything we wanted tonight. He is my woof woof double dog of the game.
I did want to ask you as a result of that hit I thought was incredibly vicious, and it wasn't helmet to helmet. They had a couple of huge hits. There was one late in the game, and I don't know if it's a penalty if you do that kind of with your elbow, or
You
with
still can't go to the head. He ended up hitting him in the shoulder,
Right.
and his head
then the one
whipped back.
Yeah, the one late in the game on Wicks was on the head, I thought. But anyway,
Yeah, you know what? I want to kind of, because I feel like a lot of Packer fans are putting this on the officials
I don't.
tonight.
No, I'm just asking about those calls.
Jared Goff got hit on that throw, and I think it was Eric Wilson, or maybe
McDuffie.
it was
McDuffie was where the
McDuffie.
helmet.
He hit him in the face.
It was
Like,
close,
you could
very
have called
close.
that too.
Yeah.
So, listen, I am of the belief I want the guys to make plays. I didn't love that pass interference call. I didn't love the holding call. I thought both were garbage. Okay? But when you start looking at the rest of it, I don't want flags thrown. I want you let them play. Now, the pass interference early in the game, absolutely. When it affects it big time.
Yeah.
But that hold against Detroit was garbage, and I thought that PI was touchy at best. I think Christian Watson's got to learn you have to stand. You can't twist your body into him, and I think that's why the ref called it.
All right. By the way, you have not mentioned my dog of the game. And this is one of those situations that, to me, is the saddest thing about sports. Like, Zane Anderson made a play, and maybe you knew he was on the team. I don't know who the hell this guy was. Then I look back, and he's been on the team for a while. He plays a little bit. But he makes that incredible play that forces fourth down. I mean, he's only playing because everybody's hurt. And if they don't go for it on fourth down, they kick the field goal. The Packers have a chance to come back and tie the game or whatever. And it's all forgotten because they went for it on fourth down and got it. But that could have been a play. That could have made Zane Anderson a person that people actually know is on the team. So he is my dog of the game because he's probably never going to get a chance. How often is a Chihuahua going to be the dog of the game? And that's not how he plays, but that's how significant he is in the big picture. The dog of the game brought to you by Sit Means Sit. If your dogs don't always listen to you, or you ask yourself, why don't they listen to what I say? Look no further than Sit Means Sit. You can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. Contact Sit Means Sit Dog Training today in Milwaukee or Waukesha. To schedule a free consultation, go to sitmeansit.com and check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Yes, I know you're all waiting. This is our biggest line ever, and we'll get to them next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
Kringle, all I want for Christmas is you.
Dad!
What?
We talked about this. Yeah, your jingle for your Kringle entry last year was so lame that Racine Danish Kringle banned you from their contest.
I thought it was only a one holiday season ban.
It was a lifetime ban.
Well, I guess I'm out, but here's how you can enter our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringle Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch. Submit your own original jingle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringle. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition in your jingle. If you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new Eggnog Holiday Kringle.
Racine Danish Kringle, such a tasty, yummy treat with a flaky crust and sweet icing. It's the best thing you can eat.
Oh, like that's so much better than mine.
Well, at least we're not off key.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the podcast, Bucks radio host Justin Garcia hops on with Marcus and Chris. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman. Again, tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Under pressure, going to get him at the 10-yard line. That time Rashawn Gary comes in and gets the second.
All right, Pebble had to work hard to find that one. I don't know if we should be allowed to play that and give people an indication that they put pressure.
Al Michaels.
Someone said
Al Michaels not overly excited about doing the game.
Tell me more. He mentioned how good it was.
I feel like he's kind of... No, I mean, listen, he's a legendary broadcaster. He's got the greatest call of all time. But that was 1980. Was that 1980?
Yes, it was. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It just felt like old boy Zane Anderson makes this great play, and he's kind of like, hey, he knifed in there and made a good play.
I agree with you totally. He doesn't have the juice that
no, you got it.
You remember
is an exciting
him for.
Game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Homer, that's as entertaining of a football second half. First half was not that entertaining. That was as entertaining of a second half of NFL football as you're going to find.
You agree?
I didn't feel that from Al.
I would agree with you, and it seems that he just doesn't get that excited. You know, it's like he just doesn't enjoy it that much as he enjoys it a little bit.
He's like you. You old curmudgeons.
I don't know. You'd have to.
I gotta get some sleep. It's 10:30. You know, that's. I hope that's not. I don't know. I thought it could have been more juice.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's line them up. They're ready to go with Tausch. I think Jay. Now, do we have Levi? Does he automatically get to go second? All right. We'll do Levi and Stevens Point. Then we'll get to Jason. Levi, you're on. It is the G&G game night, game morning. Packers lose. Everybody knows the score. Yes. You're on with Tausch. Let her fly.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Well,
I agree. The second half was really entertaining. I was at the edge of my seat, like in the second half, but I feel a little gut punch though at the end though too, especially when like the last couple of minutes when Jared Goff threw that big pass to Brown was like second down and 15 or whatever it was. When McDuffie, man, whoever blocked him, that running back, that was a great block he did when he put McDuffie over.
I think that was Montgomery.
I knew that. Yeah.
Yep.
Give him credit for that play, but I would say Talis McDuffie was my dog of the game because he had 15 tackles tonight, but even though he got blocked pretty well like at the end of the game. But
he's a good player.
This team, I still think they'll do okay in the playoffs come playoff time, but it's not going to be easy. But
no, it won't.
Say, but you know more.
Levi,
you know
it doesn't
more about
seem
football
like
than
you know what to say. Come on, Levi. What do you
I
got?
know.
This is a little Al Michaels. Come on, you're better than this. What, you mad? You're not mad? I'm not that upset. I thought it was a great game. It tells me the Packers are a
I'm not
player.
upset either. It is. Yeah,
I'm not upset.
All right.
Homer.
Yeah,
I think Levi's not upset. I think Levi looks at this, and thanks for the call, Levi. I think we're looking at this from the perspective of let's get another crack at him. We did not play our best. The first half, we did not play good football. And I keep seeing this, and I think we got to pull this. Did the Packers get robbed tonight? Did we get robbed?
By the officials, you mean?
Yeah.
All right. Did the Packers get robbed by the officials? A great question. I would say no.
I would say no, too, but I am in the minority on that.
If it was a playoff game, I might say yes.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say. I think that I didn't like the pass interference call, but I can't argue your point. Like, Detroit could have gone down and scored anyway, but I would have liked to have
Detroit was going to position themselves to score more points. I thought that was that's why I love the postseason. They don't call that holding call doesn't get called, that pass interference doesn't get called.
Yep.
They're only going to call the egregious stuff. I don't know. And I love the fact that they just started putting auto replay in. They got some work to do. The Packers got some work to do. They're gonna, and I'm nervous now because now the die has been set. Now you know you're not winning the division. This is going to be. You still got to continue to elevate. The team is on the rise. Now are you going to be able to continue in that climb when you know you're probably going to be a 5, maybe a 6 seed, depending on how Minnesota does.
Yeah, but we all know the team. Now it's all going to depend on how well the defense plays and how necessary it is that they create a pass rush to prevent the other team. And
I just don't know if we're going to.
Right,
I don't know if we're going to get a pass rush.
Right, so
I don't know.
what they are. Like we all know who this team is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jason in Tosa. You're on with Packer Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Let her fly.
Yeah, I guess I can't believe I think I'm hearing some injury excuses for that pathetic Packer defensive performance.
Yeah, I'm giving you some. You're damn right. I'm giving you some injury excuses.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. They had guys playing you didn't even know were on the team.
Homer, the Lions had far more injuries on defense and held the Packers to less.
He ain't wrong about that.
He's
not wrong about that.
They outplayed all those wonderful first-round picks on the defense. Here's the undeniable fact. When the Green Bay goes up against good teams, they give up 34 points like they did tonight, or 34 points to Philly, or 31 points to Minnesota, and they lose. There was not one rational Packer fan who believed the Green Bay defense was going to stop Detroit on that final drive of the game, and we've seen that for 14 years. Tosh says, well, the pass rush is what it is. Hey, there are 3 Goody first-round picks on that D. Rashawn Gary was going up against a backup left tackle and skipper, and he got his 1 sack, and he was mostly.
Hey, Kenny Clark made some plays. I saw Kenny
Clark was a dog today.
Yeah, that's the Kenny Clark I want to know.
Here's the truth.
All right,
the
truth.
Excuses for the years and years of bad D go beyond coaching at this point. The organization.
I agree.
34 points tonight. Everyone knew they were going to score. The Packers went up repeatedly in the second half, and the defense gave it right back. This is 14 years of us watching other teams compete in the Super Bowl. Anyone want to bet tonight that the Packers are going to win 3 games on the road and go to the Super Bowl? I'll give you odds, Homer, because that's going to be a very small group of people.
No, I don't think they will.
Who we are. No.
And what kind of odds? Homer, you got to ask what kind of odds. Don't just say no.
Tausch, you handle it for me. What odds should I get?
What kind of odds are you giving?
15 to 1?
You know what?
It's got to be higher.
Absolutely. Hey, the Packers will do what they did last year.
If I ask for 100 to 1, I'm agreeing with him.
The point is, this isn't a championship defense. Eric Stokes, first-round pick, looks worse than the guys.
He's horrible.
The
We know that. He's only playing because they got nobody left.
Yeah. Well, how about the Lions putting up people who hadn't been on the team this week and playing better on defense? What is that?
That first half, the first half of offense by Green Bay was inexcusable. Right. It was.
But you're right, Jason. The Lions can make excuses for what they gave up, and the Packers can make excuses for what they give up. And I don't know about defense, but it does say that McDuffie had 15 tackles. How do you have 15 tackles?
Yeah, but he can go into the lore of A.J. Hawk, making tackles while we watch other teams play in the Super Bowl.
And I thought Quay Walker had again, we saw just some Quay Walker plus the penalty.
Yeah.
All right. You so duly noted, Jason. You're going to rip the defense, understandably so. Yes, I'm going to give them a little break because of all the injuries. 1-800-990-3776, the Boda Box fine wine line. It's not so fine. 1-800-990-3776. Tailgating season is here. Boda Box Wine is your winning beverage. With 4 bottles in one eco-friendly box, it's perfect for sharing and easy to bring along. Quality in every sip. Boda Box, be open to anything. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21. All right, Tausch, how much pass do you give the defense given all the players they're missing? It doesn't mean...
I don't give them a ton.
All right.
I don't. And it's not that they gave up 30 points to Detroit. Detroit's got one of the best offenses in the league. And I actually think the big question mark for me tonight was, can you stop this running game? And I thought they limited Montgomery and Gibbs pretty good today. I don't know how many yards rushing. I don't think it was over 100.
No, they had 111 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. Yes, they did a fantastic
Let me tell you something.
job.
If you told me coming in that we were going to hold them, the problem is you let Goff get hot and you have to get after him, and you didn't get him off his spot, and it's hard to do both, but this has been an issue all season, and it was masked a little bit when you had some pressure, but you're missing Jair tonight. Edgerrin Cooper is somebody, yes, you love having him, but he was not one of your preferred starters. He was going to be a guy that you'd find a role for. The defense didn't get it done tonight. No. And the defense, especially when you're missing a Jair, Jeff Hafley has to figure out ways to get in Goff's face and make him make some bad decisions. And tonight we didn't do that near enough. And you let them possess the football because they were so good on fourth down tonight. And all in all, I thought they played I do think they played their guts out. I thought they were physical. I thought they held up well against that run game. But way too much wide open space in the middle of the field tonight. And the Lions just kept going back and back to it all night, and we didn't do anything to stop that.
Thomas in Chicago, you've been waiting long enough to get on with Tausch. Yes,
hey guys, thanks
let her
for
fly.
Call. I don't know what's the difference between the first half offense and second half offense. So I don't know if Tausch
I can tell you
that.
They had to run the ball. Everything changed after they had a series where they ran the damn ball a lot, which they didn't do their first 2 possessions. You want me to tell you the plays they did?
But my question is
pass, run, pass, punt, second possession, run, pass, punt. You want to know the third possession? Run. That's when they had the fumble by Watson. The fourth possession, run, pass, run.
Touchdown.
You need to know any more?
No, but then someone and then again short split. Why does Matt LaFleur get cute on second and goal? Just run the ball, get close, or do a simple pass. This happened to the Bears last week against the Lions, in the same game against Cole Kmet? Like, what do they like? I just run the ball, and then if you know you're gonna go for it on touchdown, then guess what? You keep getting more positive yards. Just do simple plays, because this defense, I swear, we have 9 first-round picks, and like, I'm sorry, Goody should be on the hot seat. Like, what is Goody doing? What is coaching? Like every single best.
Let me tell you, Thomas. He drafted an outstanding quarterback. That's way more important than 100.
That's one pick.
No, that's one pick. That's way more important than 5 crappy defensive first-round picks, and it might be worth even more than that. Why are they in this game? Why are they in this game? Because he made a phenomenal selection of a quarterback.
Josh Jacobs.
No, who got Jacobs?
Pickup was pretty good too.
Yeah. So,
but it's like Tosh, can you explain like what's wrong with just doing simple run plays on like the second and goal? It's the same thing with the Bears game. Like these pick plays.
Tosh,
why
I can't wait.
So close?
They scored 31 points, and they did nothing the first 2 times they had the ball. Take it away, Tosh. I'll shut up.
I can understand. I understand everybody's frustration about not running. But Josh Jacobs had 3 rushing touchdowns. Our red zone offense has vastly improved when we decided to start giving Josh Jacobs the football. So I don't know what we were in the red zone tonight. There's always plays to get. I thought the O-line in the first half wasn't very good. And I don't care if it was Josh Jacobs, Emmanuel Wilson, Brooks. It didn't matter. The Detroit Lions, with a beat-up defense, got way more stops in tonight's game in the first half than I ever thought they would. And we still saw Green Bay score 31, which in an NFL game is very good, but not when you're playing a team like Detroit and your defense can't get pressure on Jared Goff. They didn't do it the first time. And if they are fortunate enough to win a first-round playoff game and play the Lions again up in Detroit, they have to solve this riddle. They can't let Jared Goff run these play-action fakes, sit in a clean pocket, and then fire the ball across the middle to whoever is wide open. That's their formula. They know that's the formula. And yet we didn't do anything to stop it. And part of that is because you have to commit so much to limit. Am I boring you, Homer? To limit Gibbsy and Montgomery.
I'm 100 years old. I don't want to fall asleep.
You're like Al Michaels. Hey, go to bed, old man.
I'm not going to bed.
What's the problem? What's the problem with
stopping that run tonight, you do have to do things. You're selling out and you're creating big windows, and give Ben Johnson credit. He passed on first down a ton, and he gashed the heck out of this defense tonight.
All right.
What's wrong with the screenplays? Why can't we do? We're just like the worst defending on screenplays ever.
Yeah, well.
They made a great call on a blitz. They made a great screenplay later on.
Their offensive coordinator is very good.
He's very good.
He's good. Even on that 4th down that they stopped, that Quay stopped him, the tight end just didn't block anybody. They pulled it out. They had all these guys stacked in. If the tight end blocks, picks up, I think it was Quay, that guy still might be running. So he's really good. The Packers defense is what it is. It can limit and do some things. We're not getting the turnovers. Although we did get one tonight, we're not getting them in bunches. And I think in order for us to make a playoff push, we need to ramp it up and I think come after people.
How do you do that?
You got to be willing
you got
to be willing to screw up. You got to be willing to have things go bad and give up easy scores or whatever. You got to gamble, and I'm not sure that he's always willing to say, "Hey, if we don't gamble, they're going to just score 100 points." Thomas, thanks for the call.
Well, you just said Dan Campbell shouldn't gamble.
No,
if you're going to win a championship,
you can't do that. Are you half asleep?
Well, I just
Every
did.
gamble isn't the same. Hitting when you have the dealer has a face card up and you have 16 is different than hitting with 19 when they have a face card up.
Dan Campbell tonight.
He's an idiot.
With
he's going to cost his team a Super Bowl.
No, he will, or he's going to win a championship.
No, he won't win it because of that stupidity. Remember, I said
the going for it. The going for it of his own 30, that was hitting on an 18 when the dealer had an 8.
Right.
The dealer had a 7.
And if he loses in this game because of those screw-ups, they lose the game, but they're still fine. You screw it up once in the postseason. And
so what do you want him to do? Change who he is?
Yes.
You want to change? And just say, okay, we're just going to play tight.
2-2 is not 5. I don't care how many times you say it. And it doesn't affect you in your daily quizzes, but you get in the final, when you take the final for a class and you still say 2-2 is 5, it's going to get you. Why do you? Let me ask you a question. Why do you think it is that no other coach is taking the same approach? Like he's the smartest coach ever?
Oh, there's a lot of coaches that play. No,
nobody goes for
there's a lot of
as
coaches
much as he does.
The not kicking the field goal. The not kicking the field goal there is crazy to me.
All right, okay.
The going for it from the 30 is crazy to me.
There you go.
One worked, one didn't. And by the way, I don't want to give Jordan Love the ball back with 60, minute left and a field goal to tie. I don't want to do that either. So I give him credit because you know what? Scared money don't make money.
The ball back with the game tied.
Scared money don't make money when it comes to they don't.
You know what? You know what he does? You know what he is? And I want to tell him. He's the parlay coach, right? You can hit some parlays. You do parlays on a regular basis. You know what you are, Tausch? Roke. All right, we'll get to flush it or whatever you do. I can't wait to see what you flush it or flush it. I'm not sure what we're going to use as the topic, but the Gordon Flesh Company, that is next, and all you people are waiting, and I know you shouldn't have to wait this long, but Tausch accused me of sleeping while he was talking. I will fall asleep in one of these, but I don't want it to be this one. This is too important. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Celebrate Wisconsin hospitality at a Buck & Honey's location near you. You can give your friends or loved ones a memorable experience with a Buck & Honey's gift card. Or treat yourself. For every $100 in gift cards purchased, you'll get $20 back to use at Buck & Honey's in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, or the new location in Mount Horeb. Oh, don't forget to make yourself reservations for the holidays. Offer availability between November 15th and December 31st. Locally owned and operated. We'll see you at Buck & Honey's.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and Cola, refreshing Bacardi Lime and Soda, or a smooth spiced and Cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to $50,000 cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. As always, at Metro Kia of Madison, you can enjoy 2 years of no-charge maintenance on any new vehicle. Browse their inventory and find this month's special at MetroKiaofMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership today.
During the season of giving, the Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection asks you to do your research before donating to avoid imposter scams and fake charities. Before giving to a charity, please research the organization at give.org and use verified information. Do not donate through unsolicited links, phone calls, or other messages sent to you. Make sure your contribution goes to the organization and cause you want to support, not a scammer. Learn more at datcp.wi.gov. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Boda Box Wine Line, 800-990-3776. Flush it.
We failed multiple times with bad ideas. I didn't know were bad till I realized they didn't work.
Or flesh it.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or we can work as a team.
Brought to you by Gordon Flesh Company. Business technology managed. Taking the worry out of your office equipment and IT needs.
Yeah, flush it or flesh it. Tausch certainly led in that direction with our poll question. Pebble, what do you have on that as far as...
our poll question tonight on Green Bay Game Night, did the Packers get robbed by the officials in their 34-31 loss to the Lions? Right now, 59% of the votes say yes, 41% of the votes say no.
I say no. Tausch, you said no before.
I do, yeah.
So you still want to flush it, huh? All right.
Yeah, the PI call was I thought iffy at best, but the holding call going down the other way was Garbanzo.
Now hold on.
Well.
Now this could be wrong, but I did get help. Someone said, please tell the Hall of Famer the holding call was not on the lineman the broadcast showed. If it was, it wouldn't have been 1st and 20, but rather 10 yards from the block. It was a very obvious hold closer to the line of scrimmage. So please inform him.
Well,
they missed the call.
Okay, well, somebody show that on the broadcast then. I'm not at the game, so...
Well, no, calm down. It's just trying to help you out.
I'm not mad. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, I'm trying to say the broadcast be better, I guess.
Didn't call offensive pass interference on Detroit. That was questionable. I don't know how much. We didn't get to see how much he straightened his arm, St. Brown.
I really think, Homer, that's the case where if you flop and you sell it, like Skipper did with Quay's late hit was bad. They missed Jordan Love's hit, but they also missed what you could have easily called. You could have easily called it on McDuffie when he hit Goff in the face. I mean, it was touch and go. I don't want that stuff called.
So what do you want to say to people that say the Packers got screwed? What would be your response?
Well, I can understand that at the end of the game, that was a bad call. Like, I don't want that called. Okay. I don't want that PI called. I don't want... Now, maybe I'm missing a different hold that wasn't on the broadcast, or I missed the replay. The hold that they called or that they showed on Amazon, I thought was bad. Now, there might have been something worse somewhere else, but I want to flush this out, Homer. I want to flush this or flush it. You tell me after I tell you about Gordon Flesh. It takes a team to meet just about any goal. That's true on the football field as it is in the office. Gordon Flesh Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes for my favorite number, over 65 years. Visit gflesh.com to learn more. We feel good about going up to Detroit and playing them in the playoffs. Well, let's flesh this out a little bit. Do we feel good as a team? Do we feel good playing tonight the way we did? Can we go up and beat the Detroit Lions in January? Yes, no.
Yes, but I don't know how much I'd bet. I feel less confident now than I did going into the game because it's clear that Detroit just seems better. Like, even, I don't know, they just seem like they're a better team. So can they do it? Yes. I think it would take a couple of turnovers. So I'm more curious what you think. Yes, but I wouldn't bet much.
I think Detroit should be favored. And if they get healthier, I think it'll be a much bigger climb to try and get there.
So what are the Packers going to do to win?
Well,
score 50?
They can't turn. You can't turn it over, and you can't. You had too many empty possessions tonight, Homer. Too many empty possessions. You're not going to win against the Detroit Lions, especially when they're going for it on fourth down and keeping possession and keeping drives alive and getting 7 and stuff. You have to make a couple more stops. Defensively, if you don't rattle Goff more, we're not beating Detroit. So, do I feel like we can? Yes. Would I bet that the Green Bay Packers are beating Detroit up there? I'd be an idiot to, because nothing has shown that I would. But I still believe that Detroit, their offense is really good. I don't know how much better their defense is going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, is going to be the big wild card. I think our offense will be better the next time we go up there. We will not have a first half that anemic against this team again.
They going to put more than 31 points up?
They're going to have to.
That wasn't the question, sir. I don't see him putting up.
Yes.
All right.
Homer, they had 7 points in the first half.
Right.
7.
But I think part of that is all the injuries for Detroit. So I'm willing to bet a little on the Packers, not a whole lot. All right, let's get to the people waiting for you. So anything else you want to say about Gordon Flesh? We got it. Flesh it or flesh it. That's
we flushed it. We flushed it.
Mo, you're on with the Hall of Famer. Let her fly. I hope you're still there.
I can't really understand the optimism, to be honest with you. And Tausch, I love your optimism and I love your analysis. And you're my favorite analyst by far that covers the Packers. But, when we look at this defense tonight, what gives you optimism? I mean, you can't get off the field on a 2nd down and 17. You don't deserve to win the damn game. If you can't stop them on 4th and goals the entire first half, you don't deserve to win the game. Because the Lions, for the past few years, have owned us. They have played with an edge against us. And you know what Dan Campbell constantly going for on 4th down tells me? Yeah, they do respect Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. They do. But it tells me that they have no fear and no respect for the Packers defense. Because they can't stop anybody.
Hey, Mo, he does it against every team, not just the Packers.
It doesn't matter, Homer.
Okay,
they can't stop anybody. This defense can't. Jair Alexander, he's made out of glass. He can't even be on the field. Eric Stokes being on that 4th down and goal play in the first half is a fireball offense. That guy could go be the water boy for the Shanghai Sharks. I mean, why is he on the field? I don't get it. Like, these personnel decisions are pathetic.
They don't have any bodies left. Mo, they don't have any bodies left.
No, I get it. It's just,
a lot of injuries. You have a first-round pick, and he had to be out there tonight.
No, I get that. It's just like this Detroit team, I can't stand those delusional, dumb Detroit fans. They're going to come down to earth soon, and I can't wait to witness it. Those delusional Michiganders, I can't stand all of them.
But wait a minute. They can't be that delusional because you keep telling us how good the team is.
I understand, Homer, but what I'm saying is they didn't make excuses for all the defensive players that they had out, and they got to stop when it mattered. Did anyone in their right mind think the Packers were going to stop on that last drive that the Lions had? The game was over. When they kicked that field goal to tie the game was over. And that's what's so frustrating about this defense. Time and time again, we see the same thing. They can't get a stop when it matters most. And I don't know if the Packers will get back in Detroit in the playoffs because they won't get out of the first round having a defense play.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Now we're going, Mo. They will get out of the first round. You call in whatever you want to bet. Whatever you want to bet, I'm taking the Packers in the first round.
I don't want to play in Tampa. Homer, I don't want to play in Tampa.
I don't care where we're playing. Packers win in the first game. Packers are still good. They may not be good enough, but they're good. Jay in Alabama. You're on with Mark Tauscher.
What if they got to go to Philly? What if they got to go to Philly?
Then I'm in trouble.
Okay.
Hey, Homer.
Jay.
The last time we talked, Homer,
I remember it like it was yesterday. Jay, you're on with Mark Tauscher, Hall of Famer.
Good for you. Tauscher had just gotten off the line when I called. And I think his line, I'm not 100%, but I think his line was, I'm discouraged, not disappointed, something along those lines. I don't want to misquote you, Tausch. But
okay. What
my response was, we need to be disappointed because here's the issue. It has zero to do with the officiating. 24 years I've been coaching high school ball, and officiating in high school ball has gradually gotten worse. I watch ball on Saturdays. The officiating is terrible. I watch ball on Sundays. The officiating is terrible. It wasn't just terrible for Green Bay. It's terrible on both sides. I don't want to talk about the officiating. I want to talk about Matt LaFleur.
All right, take it
How many times are we going to go into a big game and watch the Packers sleepwalk through the first half? Taos, this week on your show with Jason Rudy, you talked about the Packers were going to have to score. I think it was 34, maybe 35 points that you said they would have to score to win this game. That's what I've said the entire time. Because one, Detroit's offense is good. Let's not act like, Green Bay's defense is just terrible. They're not real good, but Detroit's offense is really good. So we were going to have to match them. How do we come out sleepwalking on offense in a big game once again? Unless the standard in Green Bay has changed, and the standard of the Packers that I have always followed has been championships. Unless that standard has changed, we are spinning our wheels with Matt LaFleur. Because we get into a big game, we sleepwalk, we come out into a post start. He pees down his leg. Let's waste a timeout with a challenge that he lost again. How much different would that game have looked had we had an extra timeout, the third timeout at the end of the first half? We got the ball with 20 seconds to go. We could have got the ball with close to a minute to go.
You want him
fired.
fired.
You give Jordan Love.
Am I right here, Jay? You want him fired.
If we want to win championships,
wow,
we better. I'm gonna ask Taos this. I'm a football coach. Okay, been one for a long time.
Okay,
Taos, respect the heck out of what you have done in your career. If I'm an assistant coach, if I'm a football player, and I get to choose, I'm following Dan Campbell or Matt LaFleur into that type of environment, into that type of game. Who am I following? Me? I'm following Dan Campbell.
Why? Because he's got better defensive players? Because tough people win.
Tough people win. Tough people win. They sign multiple people off the streets, off of other people's practice squads, and they dominated the line of scrimmage when they were on defense. They annihilated our offensive line. Yes, they did. Yeah, in the first half. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We constantly get off the slow starts. Why is that? That is very frustrating for me to watch.
Now, you may have something on the first halves in the big games. Well, we will look into that. Jay, thanks for the call.
Jake, really good call. I am not in the fire Matt LaFleur camp at all. I made that abundantly clear when Homer, you tagged me in that poll about firing him a couple weeks ago.
I did not tag you in the poll.
Anyways,
accuse me of falling asleep. Don't accuse me of tagging you.
Anyways,
never done.
Dan Campbell brings a certain, he brings a certain style to his coaching.
Yeah, but you know why he's successful?
By the way,
because they finally got a good GM that's giving him some good players. Do you think Dan Campbell created all that? Hell no.
No, but he did. Listen, he deserves credit for bringing a mentality and an attitude that the players respect. And this whole going for it and all this it's a fantastic way to go about it if it's working. He was a horrible coach he almost got fired, right? He was like garbage the first season.
No, he's done a good job.
1-6 or 1-7. He's got good players and he's got a really good offensive coordinator that's very creative and is really good with this group. And his offensive line is really good. Was it really good? Were people saying the same thing that Jay was just saying? Did you watch the Houston Texans game when they were behind 23-7 at half? There's ebbs and flows. Matt LaFleur is a very smart coach. He schemes stuff up. He has had a really good 2 weeks. He worked Kyle Shanahan. He worked old boy from Miami last week. Unfortunately tonight, for whatever reason, the first half, his guys up front got beat up. Like our O-line and what we did on offense in the first half, outside of the pass rush not being very good tonight, that's the reason we're sitting here with a 34-31
And they
loss.
still scored 31 points.
I get it, but Homer, you needed to do more. Going into games, Homer, if Marquette's playing, hold up.
Would you say they needed to do
more? No, I wouldn't. Right. But if Marquette's playing a Dick Bennett style offense back in the day,
yes,
does Al McGuire or whoever you want to put as your coach, does he say we need to score 80 tonight? or is he going to say, we're going to have to grit it out and we need to get to 50? You have to understand what the flow and what the opponent's strengths are, and you have to know, what do I need to do to win this week? I guarantee you, on a short week, or not even on a short week, but with the limited amount that the Lions had, they knew they needed to score on every possession. If they didn't, they were going to probably get beat tonight. And lo and behold, they didn't get it done in the first half. They fell behind. And even though they got a pick and were able to pull ahead real early in the third quarter, it's a lot of chasing that you're doing. And it was too much to overcome.
Andrew in Illinois. He hasn't waited an hour, but close. So let her fly, Andrew.
Tausch, huge fan. Listen to you and Jason every day from Illinois.
Thank you.
I'm wondering, what do we got to do to get Reed more involved in this offense? It seems like the only way we ever get him involved is a bubble screen or a reverse. I feel like, I know it's way too early to start talking, but I feel like this team really needs to get a number one receiver in the offseason bad. Maybe that would help, a Reed and a Watson. What are your thoughts on that? I feel like we got Cobb years ago, and maybe 1 or 2 years we used him enough. I just don't feel like we're using Reed enough. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought tonight we get Jaden Reed involved in the run game. We get him more involved. He has not been as productive, and obviously, people are watching him. But Christian Watson had another big game, and remember, Romeo Doubs isn't out. Kraft is emerging. This is the thing when you have an ensemble cast of wideouts like Green Bay has, and they love this. Jaden Reed needs to be a focal point of what you're doing.
The question at the beginning of the year to Matt LaFleur, like, who's your number one? Do you honestly think, Tausch, we have a number one, or do you think we have 3 or 4 number twos?
Ooh, that is a great question. I would have said 3 or 4 weeks ago Jaden Reed is going to be your one, and I think Christian Watson is your big play guy. But Jaden Reed has been, I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know why he has not been as productive, but that, to me, you got this little mini bye. That needs to be one of Matt LaFleur's little checklists. Him and Steno got to figure out, how do we get Jaden Reed more involved? Right now, I don't think you could sit here and say Green Bay has an absolute stud one. I think you could say they got 3 or 4 really good wideouts, but as far as saying you have a Justin Jefferson or you have someone of that ilk, we do not as we sit here today.
But before I let you go, Tausch, one more thing. Would you offer at the offseason T. Higgins pretty much a blank check to come to Green Bay? And Tausch, keep up the good work, buddy.
Go ahead, Tausch.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. No, I agree with Homer, which I hate doing. You're going to have a lot of guys coming up, and hopefully, Homer, do we have a number one wideout?
I still think it's Jaden Reed, but better than having a number one, you have multiple players. Like, they didn't even have Dobbs. You have multiple players that can play like a number one. Right.
But who played like Christian Watson had a big game that he had the fumble.
And Tucker Kraft, to me, is huge. I look at him.
Is there anybody here? Let me ask it this way, Homer, since you answered it, and I like the approach, but at some point, dogs emerge. Is there anybody on this team that you'd pay $30 million a year to as a wideout?
Is that the going rate? No.
It's less than the going rate.
I don't
35,
have to.
36. It's going to be closer to 40. Anybody you'd pay 30.
No, I don't have
right
to. I don't have to.
No. That's not the question.
I said no. But if I didn't have the depth that I have, I'd be willing to give it to somebody. I might give it to one.
Hold up. Let me do it this way to you.
Yes.
Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Romeo Doubs are all going to be unrestricted free agents after this season. Do you pay, and this is to our last caller, do you pay T. Higgins $36 million, or do you pay these guys $30?
Am I paying each one of them $30? Or
you got to pick. What are you going to do? You pick one of them.
Yeah, I can tell you, I'm not doing Higgins. So
he's a dog.
Oh,
he's
fine.
a dog.
Yeah, and I'll probably go 2 and then risk and then lose 1. I don't know. I didn't think they had. You all have to do that this year, don't they? Still have a year left.
No, they have time. They have time. I just you need some urgency in order for you to give me an answer because you're falling asleep.
No, I'm not.
Awake,
I think
keep you perky.
I just told you I'm not
Gotta
doing
keep you
anything
perky.
because I got all these guys that are all good. I don't have to make that decision. Do I risk losing one? Yeah, but so be it. I still like Jaden Reed. I don't have an answer for you that he was only a target one time.
Yeah, I don't know why he has been so unproductive the last.
Yeah.
He has not been productive for 3 weeks.
And one target. One.
Yeah,
Ben
something's up.
Sims had as many targets as Jaden Reed. Yeah, we'll have to ask. And Mike
Yeah,
and
it's a
Fargo,
weird-
ask him. Pebble say we just got to wait because we need another break. Tausch just is talking too much. If he didn't spend as much time acting like I'm asleep, we could probably have gotten to Mike. Mike, you're going to have to wait. You're next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. Zero sugar, zero carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Craft your Brewers mini plan for the 2025 season, featuring all new 6-packs and 12-packs. Get in on the action with great ticket rates, marquee matchups, and priority seating. Plus, you'll get a limited edition Brewers Crowler with each 12-pack or pair of 6-packs. Looking to customize your games to fit your schedule? Build your own ticket plan options are also available. Pick the plan for you at brewers.com/ticket finder.
Madison athletes seeking elite training need to get started today at Total Athlete Performance. TAP is here to serve and educate the serious athlete with their speed, agility, and semi-private training options. Sessions are now available in both Windsor and their TAP facility inside the Verona Athletic Center. Also access remote training anytime, anywhere with the Total Athlete Performance app. Visit tapwisconsin.com for subscriptions, including monthly payment options. That's tapwisconsin.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Injuries happen, but you don't have to play in pain or stay on the sidelines. Whether it's your kids dealing with a sports injury, college athletes, or the rest of us weekend warriors, the experts at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin will quickly diagnose your problem, lay out a treatment plan that works for you, and get you back in the game. They fixed my knee. My mother-in-law is back on the dance floor with a new hip. These are the experts you can trust. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Get your hydration on track with Water Joe. Water Joe has 0 calories, 0 sugars, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0 carbs. Get a 700 milliliter bottle of Water Joe at your local Festival Foods for 99 cents now until December 8th. Just purified water infused with a kick of caffeine. It's a great alternative to sugary sodas, sugary coffee, or energy drinks. Get that 700 milliliter bottle of Water Joe for only 99 cents through December 8th at your local Festival Foods location.
Dr. Schwab is a board-certified general surgeon who can help with many simple and outpatient procedures to alleviate varicose and spider veins. Visit StoughtonHealth.com to learn more. StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
this is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Jacobs in there. Touchdown Green Bay, and they have the lead again. Followed Myers and Jenkins to center and the left guard, and back and forth we continue to go. Well, this is
Yeah, each time the Packers got the lead, Detroit went out and scored a touchdown.
Green Bay Packers.
You're
They
doing
just
Al
pulled
Michaels
ahead
there.
by
Nice.
4.
This holiday season, the Salvation Army needs your help. Every dollar donated helps provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to local families in crisis, not just at Christmas, but all year long. Join us in making a difference. Visit SalvationArmyWI.org. SalvationArmyWI.org to donate today. Jaden Reed didn't have a single reception. He has 73 receiving yards over his last 4 games combined. All right.
Say that again.
Jaden Reed, 73 receiving yards over his last 4 games combined. Yeah, that doesn't.
And
Yeah.
Romeo Dobbs has missed 2 of those games, 2.5.
That's why you're the former player and we go to you for an answer.
What are we doing?
What's the answer? I'm like you. He's got to be hurt.
Better start scheming some stuff up. I don't know. I'm generally confused by
But if
why
you're
that
number
would be
one,
the
they don't
case.
have to scheme that much up. You scheme stuff up when a number one because you want to get him the ball, but
he's leading the league as a wide receiver running the football. I know you think that's a dumb stat, but get him the pill. Find ways. Something ain't right there.
There you
and
go.
I don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. The fact that Dontavian Wicks is getting more, something ain't right.
I agree.
Something ain't right.
Mike in Fargo, you're on with the Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Let her fly. Thanks for waiting.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, I just wanted to say I don't understand why he deferred the kickoff. The Lions had the ball 10 times. We had the ball 9 times in this game. They scored on the first touchdown, the first series, and they scored at the end of the first half. And by not taking the ball for us to take control, just like we took control of the 49ers and marched down the field, on that game, but deferring and letting them go down on a 15-play drive and not getting off the field. All of their touchdowns were 15, 14, 12, 15, whatever play drives and not getting off the field. Obviously, they're a good offense, but that needs to stop. The other thing is McKenzie, and not McKenzie. Oh my God, I'm going
Xavier McKinney.
McKinney. Yeah, I'm going back to what's his name back in Tasha's days. But anyway, McKinney just didn't seem, playing with some of those other guys when Evans isn't out there, when Williams isn't out there. He just seems he plays different. And the other thing I wanted to mention is after that fumble by Watson, every possession we had after that fumble, we had a touchdown, punt, touchdown, field goal. So after that fumble, we scored on every time we got the ball with the exception of that punt. I don't look at it so bad. Going back to Detroit and winning, obviously he didn't play a very good game, but I don't think I don't think we're that far off. I told you guys last year I'd see you in San Francisco for the playoff game in October, and I'll say it now. I'll see you in Detroit for the NFC Championship game. I just think that they got a lot on the table. You got Reed and get Dobbs back. We didn't have Cooper, didn't have Jair.
But Mike, how do they win in Detroit?
How do they win? They take the ball. They don't defer. Obviously they got to win the toss, but you take the ball, and I just think that by not taking that, as soon as they did that, I have no idea why LaFleur would do that.
You think that would have bothered Detroit? I mean, deferring. They got the ball in the first possession of the second half, and were able to cut the game to a 3-point.
Well, that's true. That's true, but what I'm saying is they had the ball 10 times, we had 9, and they had the possession one more time, and that last drive, it reminds me of the San Francisco 13 plays on that last drive. We can't get off the field, and that's just it comes down to that, last drive in the 49ers and the last drive here. And as far as that other caller goes, Dan Campbell's, walks on whatever, water. I mean, I guess he's been into one NFC championship game, and when he was there, he went for it on fourth down 2 times, and it cost him to not go to the Super Bowl. So, what comes around goes around.
What comes around is you get away with it in the regular season. It only has to go wrong in the playoffs once, and you lose. And I had forgotten that, but he clearly hasn't changed.
Yeah. And we went out and whatever we did. But anyway, I just think that the other thing is as you mentioned with, Reed not, getting
what's
the ball.
Your explanation?
As far as,
Mike, what's your explanation? What the hell's going on with Jaden Reed? What do you say?
What's going on with Jaden Reed? I just don't. It's like the very first game, and then the other game against the Titans and the Colts.
So is he not open or what?
They have him in motion doing too much stuff that it's just old. It's old football. I mean, they don't even, if you watch them play, they used to follow him and stuff for man-to-man. They don't even do that no more. They just let him run around there like his head chopped off.
All right, we're going to check that. Mike, thanks for the call. I would give you more time, but they're just all waiting. Cheesehead Bucky in Madison's been waiting, over an hour, right?
Hour and 6 minutes.
Hour and 6 minutes. Man, he must love Tausch.
7 minutes.
There's no way I'm waiting an hour and 7. I'd fall asleep at 45.
Hour 7.
Hour 7. Cheesehead Bucky. You're on with Mark Tauscher. Let her fly.
Hey, Tausch. Appreciate you staying on this late. Thank God you ain't got no Badger game coming up. But what I would say is so first off, the Packer fans that are sour about this game, I just don't agree with it. One, I think when we catch them in the playoffs is going to be a problem. I'm not really worried because Dan Campbell and that fourth down, going for it every time, it's going to kill him. It's going to kill him. Mm-hmm. Okay? Second of all, Tausch, I just want you, I know you said you don't think that the refs, we didn't play the greatest in the first half, but just go on Twitter. On both of their fourth down touchdowns, they had egregious penalties that were not called. St. Brown cannot knock Xavier's helmet off his head, and it's not hands to the face. That cannot happen.
Yeah, I did want to see that again.
I haven't seen that.
There is no way you knock a player's helmet off his head, and it's not hands to the face. Then there was another fourth down touchdown they got where Nixon was right up the middle. The guy grabbed him by his collar.
I did see that.
From behind.
The holding. Yeah, they missed the hold on that.
That is a penalty.
For sure. Yeah.
There were egregious calls. Okay.
Yeah, but hey, Cheesehead Bucky, I have to tell you this. I agree. The Keyshawn Nixon one, no doubt. I did not see the other one. I'll take your word for it. But in the same respect,
it's all over Twitter.
There was a late hit. There were other calls. There were other calls that went.
But those are
usually evens out. I think Green Bay lost
the
Green Bay lost the refereeing battle tonight. It's a road game. That happens.
I agree.
The pick play at the end of the game was the big one that I'm going to focus on. That should not have been called. I agree with you on that. Totally agree with you.
Look, and I don't like blaming the refs because it should be in the player's hands.
If they deserve
when
to be
you knock
blamed,
the player's helmet off his head, when you knock the player's helmet off his head using your hands.
No, I saw the helmet go off.
That is a 15-yard penalty every day of the week.
I want to see it again because it didn't look like it was
Usually
when you have hands to the face,
pushed them off.
Yeah, because the helmet stays on, and then you see the hands. His hands, however did the helmet just came off so fast, it didn't seem as bad. Cheesehead Bucky, are you confident if the Packers go to Detroit in the playoffs that they can win? Yes or no?
Yes, because one reason is I played sports my whole life. It's always tough to beat a team 3 times. Always. Always, everywhere I went, every time, it's always tough to beat a team 3 times.
Very good, got it.
And we played them tough both times. And
I ain't gonna lie to you. If
I will make sure
we can.
Well, hold on.
I will be paying $500+ to be at that game to steal a seat from one of them jabronis. Okay?
All right.
Wow.
And I will be there.
Why do people?
And I'm undefeated at every game I've been to this year.
Don't you understand?
And I know that don't matter.
I gotta ask you, don't you understand? Detroit fans should be crazy. They've sucked for 40.
Yeah, they've had a tough
70
run.
years.
Right. They're some of the biggest fair weather fans we've ever seen. You used to look at that stadium when Tausch played; it was all Packer fans.
They never
when Tausch played, it was all Packer fans. Where were they?
True.
They were never.
Where were they?
To be fair weather.
Well,
all right.
In fairness, they hadn't won a game since
the Packers
JFK.
haven't been good,
Playoff
and we
game
still have
since
a
JFK.
50-year waiting list for seats.
Yeah, you weren't around in the late 70s, and the place was empty. Thanks, Cheesehead Bucky. I just don't know how the Detroit Lions fans, to me, have the right to be the most obnoxious fans in the history of sports.
Yeah, I'll join that club.
It's been 70 years. They won a championship in 1957.
It's been a while, and they until last season, I don't think they'd won a playoff game since JFK was president.
Yes.
Think about that.
I know. You got to be really old
I don't know.
to even know. JFK being president to some people is like World War I. It was that's long,
a long time ago.
All right. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything you want to finish with? Because I know.
So I understand the officiating. I understand all that. Tonight was about this offense needed to be better in the first half. And this defense has got to figure out ways to if you're going to beat good teams, you have to win some one-on-ones and you have to get pressure on quarterbacks. And when we've played good offensive lines, we have unfortunately not been able to do that. And until that riddle gets solved, I don't think this is a team that can win a Super Bowl. But I still believe that this team is good enough, and you have to catch breaks. By losing tonight, you have made it incredibly, your path to trying to win a championship has gotten that much more difficult because the division is gone. You're going to be a 5 or a 6 seed, and you're going to have to win on the road the whole way through. Not to say you can't do it, but you're going to have to be better rushing the passer, and you can't do what we did in that first half.
They haven't been good enough as a team in the regular season to get that done when you look back to what the Packers had done, especially defensively. I do want to ask you this quick question. Somebody tweeted, and I'm not going to make it as a judgment of everybody, but said Jordan Love is the reason that the Packers lost the game.
Who is?
Jordan Love. This is another one of those moments that's forgotten that shouldn't be. The way he avoided that pressure on the one play,
dude,
and then the incredible pass,
tweeted
which
right after
was
that.
deflected. That would be a memorable moment. That was going to be the memorable moment of the game if they win.
Homer, that play was so good. The Lions time up their blitz perfectly. Jacobs takes a false step, misses him. Jordan avoids the rush, and I'm talking it was right in his face. He sidesteps in the pocket, keeps his eyes down the field, moves his feet, and delivers an absolute strike. It was so good. It
on
is
a second
quarterback
and 14 play.
Homer, it was quarterback teach tape to the nth degree. It was so good. Jordan Love was not the problem tonight, people, at all.
All right.
At all.
Do you feel the same, more confident, less confident in the Packers as a team?
I feel about the same as I did coming in, but as far as winning a championship, I feel less confident just because now that road has gotten that much more difficult.
Yeah.
I think they can beat any team in this conference, but I think if you have to do it in Philly and in Detroit,
that ain't happening.
I think that is a very difficult road.
I mean, you
hoe.
believed in the Packers going into this game. I did too, and I don't feel like I was that wrong.
No, I'll say this. I thought offensively we needed to be razor sharp. We were not. We were sharp, but not razor sharp. And defensively, we were able to figure out one half of this equation. We were able to slow down this potent run game. Mm-hmm. But we didn't have any answers for trying to get Jared Goff off his spot and rattle his cage. He rattled our cage by just completing, and I don't know how many times he got hit tonight, but I know this, it wasn't near enough.
As somebody said, they got away with late hits on Jordan Love. The Packers need to do the same, but as you alluded to, they weren't close enough to have a late hit.
Yeah,
All right, Tausch, we're not on the next two, or not on next Sunday?
Not this Sunday, the following Sunday we'll be on.
Oh, the following.
Yes, the 15th.
And that is
Why are we not on Sunday?
Because there's no Packer game.
They've played early on Thursday. I lost track.
Oh, I thought you were talking about after the Seahawks. So after the Seahawks game, we're on.
Correct, yes. A week from this Sunday.
And
why would we, Homer, why would you even bring that up? Why would you think we had a show on Sunday?
I didn't. I was a question of how many Sundays we not have a show. I hadn't even looked at the schedule after the
Hey,
game.
Al
That's
Michaels.
how big.
Hey, Al.
That's how big the game
Hey, Big
was.
Al. Hey,
Thanks.
Packers, great.
Yeah.
Hey, great stop on fourth down, Homer. Really good job.
Yes, December the 15th at Seattle. That's a Sunday night game, right?
Correct.
And are we both of the opinion that it looks to me a lot more like they could lose that game than I would have thought?
Homer,
weeks
I
ago.
was just going to say it's not even about that. Everybody understands now you're going to be a 5 or a 6 seed, and you just wonder how much do you want to dump in?
Yeah.
How are you going to try? You got to make sure your guys. That's going to be every game stands on its own, but the Packers now, coaching staff wise, the rest of these regular season games aren't going to mean a lot.
Yeah, you're prepping for the.
They're not going to mean a lot.
Other than
you're in the playoffs,
right,
you're not going to not make the
how
playoffs.
You're playing or solve some of the issues. Or
you're not going to be a 7 seed. You're going to be a 5 or a 6 seed now. That's pretty much locked in stone.
Yeah. So what do you do best to get ready for the playoffs?
I think you still you need to finish the season out strong so you feel good about where you're at. But that Week 18 game against the Bears. You can already start thinking, are they going to play? I could tell you right now, you're already going to start thinking, how many guys are going to play? Because that game is going to be a nothing burger in the schedule, unless you're looking at a 5 or a 6 seed if the Vikings falter. But then Minnesota, there's just so many things that tonight's loss have basically wiped out of the equation.
Well said. So it will be our next show, Sunday, December 15th, and it will be late again. Thanks, Tausch.
See you guys.
Gary Ellison coming up soon. Those of you still waiting, are next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. Whether I'm headed to a big college football game or just need a reliable ride, I trust AccuTrans Group. They're a veteran-owned business that delivers top-notch transportation, perfect for game day or any event. From tailgates to team outings to corporate travel and weddings, AccuTrans has you covered. Booking is a breeze, and their service is always safe and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to book your ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com, your go-to for reliable transportation this football season.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best. For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
From your best friend who lives on caffeine to your teenager who always forgets to fill up their tank, Quick Trip gift cards are the ultimate holiday hack for everyone on your list. Pick one up in-store or online, and they'll have everything they need. Coffee, snacks, groceries, fuel, and more. All with one thoughtful gift. And honestly, who has time for complicated gift shopping? We know you don't. Give the gift that keeps life moving. Holiday gift cards from Quick Trip.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
RE/MAX Preferred has been a James Imaging Systems client for over 20 years. RE/MAX Preferred CEO Daniel Bertelson.
James Imaging is one of the vendors that we use to move all of our documents and set up networks and utilize their equipment for scanning and storage purposes.
James Imaging Systems, for over 40 years, a local 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
James Imaging has gone through a lot of evolutions over the years, and the one thing that has remained constant is their customer service and their follow-up.
That's important.
Extremely important. When we don't know what's going on, we can't let other people know what's going on in the company, and we get angry people.
And
James Imaging helps us keep people happy.
Are your people less than happy with your current business technology vendor? Then switch to James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
If your child faces an unsafe situation at home, are they prepared? Friday, December 13th from 3:45 to 5:15 p.m., Stoughton Health is hosting the class Safe at Home at McFarland Municipal Center. For students in grades 4 through 6th, students learn to practice safe habits, prevent unsafe situations, how to handle an emergency, like a power failure, weather, injuries, and illnesses. Class fee is $25. Financial assistance is available. Visit stoughtonhealth.com to register, then click on Classes and Events.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony.
You heard the final whistle. That means the postgame is ready to roll. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside former Badgers and Packers running back Gary Ellerson. Here's the Emmy Award winner Homer.
It hasn't changed. The Packers lose to the Lions 34-31. Do want to mention Potawatomi Sportsbook in Milwaukee has dozens of self-serve kiosks and over 2,000 square foot video wall. Amazing. You want to go to see any sporting event? The place to go. Seating for over 200. Full restaurant and bar. VIP deck and more. It's a sports betting paradise. Bet above the rest. Fabulous. You'll love it if you don't bet, and I know you will bet. But even if you didn't, you'll say, wow. Speaking of wow, Gary Ellerson, Packer, Badger. I don't know that I say former, because once you are one, you're one forever. He's not able to play today. It's not like he could have helped him against the Lions. But
yeah, Gary's having a little trouble with his audio, so we're going to try and get him back on here. I told him to disconnect and reconnect his stream link, so let's see if that works or not here.
Oh, because we've had...
He couldn't hear you, but...
We can't have that.
Yeah, we can't have that, so... I told him to try and log out and log back in again. So let's take a couple of these callers here while we try and get Gary back.
All right, we'll do that because they have waited. Reggie in Texas has waited the longest. So, Reggie, let her fly. Look forward to your thoughts.
Hey, how are you, man? my first point is this: an NFL coach. I like LaFleur, and it can't be a matter of toughness, because if you walked into an alley, would you go in with Bill Walsh or would you go in with Mike Ditka? And it's obvious you're going with Bill Walsh, so that argument is kind of silly. Walsh is LaFleur is a great coach. I just don't understand how he's able to be flustered for the first half. I mean, if a team's going to blitz you like that, you have to take advantage of it. It's like being pressed in a basketball game. To get a team out of a press, you have to score baskets. And in the NFL, you have to burn them on the blitz.
Right. Eventually he did. I mean, again, as I say, they scored 31 points. I don't have an answer, and it's worth looking at, because I think in big games there have been some in which they haven't been real strong at the beginning. So,
and my other point is this: I think NFL teams kicking has become such an automatic science that I think NFL teams have to really think about the end of a game. I know it sounds sacrilegious, but letting the team score to at least have a chance to get the ball back. At that point, with 20 seconds left, where your kicker's automatic for the Lions, you might have thought on fourth down, listen, if he clears the line of scrimmage, let him go. At least we'll get the ball with 40 seconds. I'd rather have the ball and lose the game at least trying to score than just stand there on the sideline and watch the ball.
That's not a bad thought, but then you also recognize that players become smart enough that he wouldn't score, right?
Probably. You're probably right. And my third point, if I could not.
Sure, yes, you can.
Yeah, I think you and I are sort of in the same age group, and I'm down here in Texas, and how you can appreciate this. Christian Watson, to me, is the closest thing I've seen since to Bob Hayes. He has the crazy speed. I think he's a receiver that should be just utilized more. He should be a guy that catches 50 balls for 10 touchdowns and 1,000 yards. He's really that kind of a productive player. I just don't understand how he's not being used that often. You saw today, and you see just fragments of what he
Yeah, but I would add this. Explain to me how Jayden Reed isn't used at all.
Yeah, that's he sometimes LaFleur is he just doesn't use players. He doesn't go back to plays. I mean, you're right. Reed's become like he's part of a protected government witness program at times. You just don't see him. And
yes, which didn't seem possible given what we've seen him do in other games. Reggie, thanks for the call. We will continue to work on Gary Ellison. May need to take a break, but we're going to get to Sam in Kenosha because he hasn't been waiting an hour, which is what gets you in the Hall of Fame tonight. But he has waited enough. Let her fly, Sam.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Not well. In the end, they lost.
Yeah, I can't lie. That game has me pretty demoralized, but
really,
I'm hanging in there.
And why are you demoralized? What did you think?
Well, I mean, we could go back to the Matt LaFleur challenge call. Obviously, Josh Jacobs is kind of our, the guy that gets the job done. And obviously, we have 4 receivers, all talented, but we don't have a true wide receiver one,
I know, but I'm not. I thought we had one with Jayden Reed. I still do, but now Watson has been so good. I don't see that as a problem at all. I'm amazed at the discussions.
On you,
given all that they scored 31 points, they gave up 34. I'm not going to be talking about the offense.
Yeah, well, I'm actually a Lions fan, and we beat the hell out of you in Wisconsin. We beat the hell out of you in Detroit, and if we see you again, we will beat the hell out of you again.
You didn't beat the hell out of the Packers tonight. You really think that? Just remember this. You call back when your knucklehead head coach for going on fourth down cost you again.
Your coach doesn't wear
a
hat. He gels his hair like a loser.
Fine.
Your coach doesn't wear a hat. He gels his hair for the camera.
And
we'll beat the hell out of you again.
Feel free. You know what you call
Go
a
eat
Lions?
Some Culvers.
Hey,
Go eat some Culvers.
You know what
Good
you
night.
Hold on. You know what you call a Lions with a Super Bowl ring? Tell them, Pebble.
Cheese curds. You guys eat cheese
That's right. A
curds.
thief. Thanks for the call.
Fatso.
I have some compassion for the pain you're going to feel when going for fourth down will cost you again in the playoffs. All right, we need to take a break and then bring Gary on. Let's do that. And maybe we'll sneak Kevin in as well. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Black Friday is Cash Friday at Ho Chunk Game in Madison. On Friday, November 29th, starting at 5 p.m., 18 winners will each take home a cash prize between $500 and $2,500 in our Cash Friday promotion. And at 8 p.m., one winner will take home the $40,000 grand prize. Plus, November 29th is Ho Chunk Day. And we're celebrating by giving the first 500 guests visiting our Rewards Club booth $25 in rewards play. Cash Friday is a holiday tradition at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
If you want to win at tailgating, you need to Boatify your beverage choice. Boaty Wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in an eco-friendly box, fitting perfectly in your cooler or trunk. And there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. One 3-liter Boda Box is the equivalent of 4 bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics, where there's quality in every sip. Boda Box. Be open to anything. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Boda Box Vineyards, Manteca, California.
From your best friend who lives on caffeine to your teenager who always forgets to fill up their tank, Quick Trip gift cards are the ultimate holiday hack for everyone on your list. Pick one up in-store or online, and they'll have everything they need. Coffee, snacks, groceries, fuel, and more. All with one thoughtful gift. And honestly, who has time for complicated gift shopping? We know you don't. Give the gift that keeps life moving. Holiday gift cards from Quick Trip.
It's all about the green and gold and nonsense on Kyle, Brust, and Nordman.
Wait a minute. I thought it was a shark.
No, it's a sharp.
I'll repeat what you said because it sounded good. I assume I thought I heard shark
it's
too.
Not a shark? No, it's a sharp. A sharp better.
I learned something new today. Sharp.
All educated, we swear. All with degrees.
Kyle, Brust, and Nordman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Prairie Athletic Club is the ultimate destination for health, wellness, and crushing your goals. This is Sarah Tauscher. Say goodbye to post-workout aches and pains at the Pack's new Recovery Zone. With their assisted stretch and pneumatic boot sessions, you can get instant results, leaving you feeling refreshed and ready to tackle your next workout. Don't believe it works? Give it a try. Stop in, stretch your body, and relax your mind at the Pack. Visit prairieathletic.com to learn more. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. We're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
The 608 basketball tournament returns Friday, December 13th and Saturday, December 14th at Madison College. Come experience the best showcase of high school basketball in the Madison area. 2 games Friday night, 4 games Saturday. Purchase tickets at 608basketball.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Fires, it's intercepted. Nixon with the pick. And down the sideline he goes. Keyshawn Nixon.
Yes, Keyshawn Nixon. That was a huge play. Lions also failing on 4th down. A couple of huge plays that gave the Packers the chance to lead on a couple of occasions, but each time they led, Detroit then went 70 yards down the field for a touchdown. It was Packers up 21-17. Detroit touchdown. Packers down 24-21. The Packers, after they stopped Detroit on downs, had a very short way to go to get the lead 28-24, and then Detroit went 70 yards again to take the lead 31-28. All of that is secondary because joining us now is Packer Badger Gary Ellerson, and curious to his opening thoughts, as we always do during G&G game morning is what it is now. Gary Ellerson, take it away. What do you want to lead with?
Homer, I'm curious as to why the dude that's holding the flag pregame is going after Matt LaFleur and the players. I'm curious why is that taking place? Where is security in all this?
I did not see it initially. They asked him about it. Yes, he said something. That's not acceptable, and that's why you've never really seen it before, right?
It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
The dude is bringing out the flag, right? We're supposed to be, I don't know if we're doing a national anthem, but the guy is holding the flag. The guy stops holding the flag. You know how they bring him out and they hold the flag out on the field.
Yeah.
And he leaves his post from holding the flag to go after Matt LaFleur.
Yeah. I don't have any explanation for it.
Only in Detroit.
I guess. They're experiencing a lot of things. So what's the first thing you want to say about this game?
That's the first thing I wanted to say.
I know. You just did. But as far as the game, there's nothing in the game that was as weird and crazy as that, I would agree.
Okay. Homer, they're just a better team than we are right now.
Okay, yes. How big's the gap?
Yeah,
Is the gap the same as you thought before the game was played, bigger, smaller, or it is what it is? They are who you thought they were.
Well, let's just say this. I was surprised at which they came after the quarterback in the first half. We had no clue in the first half on how to move the football.
Correct.
And everybody knows this. They're missing 13 starters on their defense, so they say, or 13 defensive players. Can't miss 13 starters, but 13 players they missed on their defense. And how can you get those guys to go in and play like that defensively and basically put a lot of pressure on Jordan Love? Offensive line didn't look very good in the beginning. And they figured out in the second half, but
they did it at the end of the first half. You had Watson with a fumble, but after that, the Packers scored. I mean, it was their first two
possessions. The second half was much better, but the second half was much better. But it reminds me of a lot, Homer. I high school football in Georgia, where, and you know, my high school, what most people don't know, was Monroe High School, and it was predominantly African American kids went to my high school. Segregation didn't happen in Albany, Georgia until 1980. And in 1980, they decided to basically have the white kids and the black kids merge together into one school. If you've seen that movie with Denzel Washington, what was that movie?
Yes. Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
If you watch that movie, that was my high school.
Wow.
My senior year. 1980-81. And what we used to, and my high school, we weren't very complex in what we ran from a football standpoint. I'm going to get to the story. And what we would call defensively, we would call cat coverage.
Keep going.
Yeah. And it wasn't complicated. And cat coverage was, you get that cat, you get that cat, you get that cat, you cover that cat, you cover that cat.
Yes. The Packers don't play cat coverage. Packers do not play cat coverage.
Packers don't play cat coverage. The Lions play a lot of cat coverage.
They gamble.
And they gamble a lot. And they blitz a lot off that cat coverage.
Right.
And so, which means that if they get home, of course, you know, with their athletic ability, they get home. That means they're depending on these jokers in the back end on this cat coverage. they're figuring that they're athletic enough to cover your receivers.
And they won't have to cover them that long because of how quickly.
Because they're
but
going to make you
but
either
as
throw
far as
off your
cat
back
coverage,
foot.
did you play cat coverage when you were dealing with the kind of injuries or players missed that the Packers were in the defensive backfield? I always think that makes for more conservative play. But
see, you're right, Homer. One would think if you have a lot of guys hurt, that you would play more zone and try to keep everything in front of you so you don't get beat deep. Right. The Lions just do the opposite. They're going to rely that they're going to get home, and they're going to force Jordan Love into an errant
and they don't care if half their
his
team are guys
foot,
that were on the street.
where it's easier to coach.
Yes.
You have to worry about a zone. You have to worry about passing the guy off. Okay, he's coming to your zone. We're going to pass him off. There's no communication in cat coverage.
There's no group cat.
No, because if you screw up, the guy knows who to go to. Right. He don't have to go to one guy. He's, I thought he had him.
Which you saw a few times tonight, didn't you, in the game? It seemed a little Barry-like where it was everybody on the Packers defense, and there was one touchdown where they're where, what, who, how?
In cat coverage, you don't have that. It's just, your man beat you. That's it. And they played a lot of cat coverage against the Packers, and they were just trying to get home and it worked and throw Jordan Love off a little bit.
But again, they still got to 31. The defense. What are you going to do to, or maybe it's just the Detroit offense is that good that you don't want to over worry, but is it that defense that makes you think the Packers can only be so good? Or is that overreacting given the defense?
No, see, Homer, it felt like, the middle of the field has been a problem for us all year long. And so if you don't get any pressure on Jared Goff, there's going to be a problem. You got to get Jared Goff off the spot, and they weren't able to do that. I mean, a couple times they got in there, but they really weren't able to get him off his spot.
And if you do that, then the guys back there don't have to cover somebody for so long because Jared Goff's going to have to get the ball. So are you the same level of confidence in the Packers as the season goes on? I mean, it's all about the playoffs. They're not going to win the division. That's a given now. Probably was even if they had won. But do you think, or they are who you thought they were, and so were the Lions, even given all the issues of injuries? Where are you?
Doesn't it feel doesn't it feel like the Lions are a better football team?
Yes. Even when the Packers stopped them. Even when the Packers stopped them, I thought everything about this team that the Lions do is a little bit better than what the Packers do. Like Jordan Love can move more than Jared Goff, but their offense seems a little bit more explosive. And whatever the situation was, you always thought they're just a little better. And, I mean, they were a lot better early because the Packers' offense. Packers created turnover. The Packers took advantage of going on fourth down in your own 30-yard line, which is idiotic. But still, there was not any point in this game in which I thought the Packers were a better team. So that means to beat them in the playoffs, you just need them to screw up and help out. And then the pressure of the postseason where you get behind, and it's not the regular season now, you're worried.
And it feels like that can happen because Dan Campbell is going to give you 2 or 3 opportunities in that game to make plays.
Yeah, it's just stupid. I don't care what anybody says.
Right, it is. So and then if you can get after Jared Goff, he's going to give you 2 or 3 opportunities to get picks. He did in this game. So with that being said, the Packers are not out of this thing.
No, I agree. But even when they do make the mistakes, you still think they're good. They're
Well, yeah. But at some point, if you watch the NFC Championship game, it comes back to haunt you.
Yes, and I said I think it will again this year. All right, with Gary Ellerson and Jason Wilde is ready to go now. He has all his other duties, Jason Wilde Enterprises, but he's ready for us now. So I can't wait. It'll be Gary Ellerson and Jason Wilde, and I can take a nap next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner for over 40 years. And RE/MAX Preferred has been a client for nearly half of those years. CEO Daniel Bertelsen.
I think over all the years, they've always remained competitive with their pricing, with their service calls, with everything that we pay.
James Imaging Systems, better document imaging technology and better customer care.
Reliability and consistency are the key to any successful business, and for our networking and digital solutions, they've been that right along with us for all these years.
Daniel, James Imaging Systems, a business technology partner and a business partner.
Yes, sir. I think James Imaging has been both for us over the years, and having that in-between person that we trust is really important to us.
Lacking trust with your current business technology vendor? Then switch to James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, 'cause Truckstar Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts, because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, 'cause Truckstar Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts, because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
Make a difference and donate blood today. BloodCenter.org and Stoughton Health are bringing a blood drive for the community to the community. Friday, December 13th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at our Community Health and Wellness Center, 3162 County Road B. Appointments encouraged. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org or call 800-747-5401. Group code 3643. That's Friday, December 12th. Learn more at stoughtonhealth.com. Creating excellence together.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
So tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry.
Packers lose to the Lions 34-31, and now it'll be Gary Ellerson joined by Jason Wilde. You just go to WisconsinOnDemand.com and you get everything about all the things Jason does. And I just get to listen because I know Gary's going to have great questions and Jason's going to have answers to how you feel about the Green Bay Packers. But I will defer to Gary. Jason, good morning.
Why do every time you are co-hosting with someone, you do this, and it annoys me to no end.
I know.
You do it with John Anderson.
Yeah.
You do it with Bulaga.
I like listening to you, too.
I think the three of us can all be part of the conversation. I appreciate your setting your incredibly large ego aside and allowing Gary and I to catch up, but you
got that right.
Should be part of the conversation.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Gary will start though. I will. I'll bet second. All right, Gary, take it away.
Hi, Gary.
Jason, just maybe your overall thoughts. I mean, and I just lead with mine. I just felt I came away. The Lions just better than we are at this point in time right now. I mean, that was my overall prevailing thought. Take it away.
Yeah, not by a lot, right? Not by a lot.
Yeah,
but they are.
Right.
Their offense. Look, I still. There's part of me, and I understand this is his deal. I understand that this is how he wants to be.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
But you don't go for it on your own 30-yard line. Like, you're up 24-21. Just punt the ball away, man. Like, and ultimately, it doesn't cost them, and they go and they win the game. I get it.
But it will in the playoffs. It'll cost them again.
Right. And it was, I like aggressive. But as my buddy Kevin Seifert, I saw point out on Twitter, is the difference between being reckless and being aggressive merely whether you win or lose the game ultimately? Because no one's going to, we are right now, but most people are not going to say that he was reckless there because ultimately they win the game. But that was reckless. It was dumb. And without that, I don't know, maybe the Packers go down and score on their ensuing drive anyway if they have to start at their own 15-yard line instead of at the Detroit 30-yard line. But the bottom line is that you're playing with the lead. Like, if you're playing from behind and you want to be that risky, even then I don't think at that point in the game it's the right decision. But that that puts the Packers right back in the driver's seat, gets them the chance to take the lead. And maybe he's just that confident in what his offense is capable of. But that was dumb. That said, Gary's right. They're not leaps and bounds better than the Packers. But in spite of all their injuries, they are better than the Packers right now. Now that said, I understand there are no moral victories in the National Football League. But I tell this story all the time. Homer, I know you've heard me tell it before, but I remember during the 2010 season, back when I was traveling to every game, going to Atlanta and being in the most positive, I wouldn't say jovial, but the most positive, confident, losing locker room that I had ever been in. And I'm willing to guess that if we talk to Rob Domofsky tomorrow, Rob Domofsky will say the same thing about that locker room today in Detroit. That in 2010 they lost to Atlanta in Atlanta, and I remember Jordy Nelson, and Aaron Rodgers, and they all were like, "Dude, if we gotta come here and play these guys again, we're gonna beat them." And the Falcons ended up being the number 1 seed. They went 14-2 that year in the regular season. And what did the Packers go to Atlanta and do in the divisional playoffs? Not only did they beat them, they trucked them. Rodgers had arguably the greatest game of his career. There was the interception return for the touchdown by Tramon Williams right before the half against Matty Ice, and that game was over. I mean, they went in there and they just kicked the you-know-what out of them. I don't know if there would be a rematch, say, in the NFC Championship game. That would require the Packers, based on their path, the way it looks, to beat 2 other division winners. If it plays out this way, they got to beat the West or the South winner, and then they've got to beat the Eagles to get to Detroit. Theoretically, obviously, a lot of things can change in the final month. But if that ends up being the path, I think it's a toss-up game. But I think Gary's still right. Until proven otherwise, the Lions are just a little bit better. And if their coach wasn't aggressive/reckless, it probably wouldn't have come down to the game-winning kick, I don't think.
I just want to interject, since you'd like me to be a part of this.
I do want you to be part of this. Yeah.
What do you think occurred in this game to make the Packer players be that confident of a future game against the Lions?
Well, first of all, like the way their offense was able to go, stride for stride, right? They take the lead at 21-17. They take the lead again at 28-24 after the boneheaded fourth down decision. But beyond that, and I know this is going to sound stupid, and that I'm being a Jeff Hafley athletic supporter, but think about what their defense did. I understand that they gave up a season high in points. I'm not poo-pooing that. But that, in my opinion, is the best offense in the league. They're the leading scoring offense in the league. If you can't get Jared Goff off his game, he will carve you up. They got two really good running backs. But, not only did they get the fourth down stop, that regardless of how knuckleheaded the decision was, the Packers still have to stop them. And Quay Walker did. He got the stop on that play. Keyshawn Nixon gets the interception. I mean, that defense made some plays now against a really, really good offense. Now, they failed when the game was on the line. They did not get off the field when they needed to. But I thought that given what they were up against defensively, I thought the defense showed that it's capable of not stopping the Lions, which no one has been able to do, but slowing them down enough to give their offense a chance. And I also thought it was interesting that they won the toss. They chose to defer. LaFleur told the reporters in Detroit after the game that he was thinking back to what happened in the first game on November 3rd, how everything went to hell at the end of the half because of Love's pick six. And so he wanted to get the ball coming out of halftime. And the Lions go down and score right away, which was not ideal. But then the Packers, I think they went punt, fumble on their first three possessions.
Yes.
If you listen to LaFleur and you listen to Love, even though it came down to the last play of the game, in their minds, they kind of lost the game by not getting off to a better start. And I think their logic is an accurate mentality. Like, if you know you're going to be in a track meet, you can't trip out of the starting blocks, right? You may be able to close the gap near the tape, but if you start like that, you put yourself in a big hole, and they obviously did that. I don't want to sound like Tausch, but I don't feel that Packers fans should be in any way discouraged by this. Like, I don't think the gap is insurmountable, and if they have to meet again in the playoffs, I think it'll come down to the same type of thing where it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 plays that decide the game, and maybe they make them next time around, and they actually can beat these guys. But they got a lot of work to do before they get there.
All right, Gary.
No, I don't disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. But you know what I like to look at, Jason, and you're a little bit more astute about this than I do, but than I am.
I don't know about
how. Well, yeah. Well, I'm going to explain to you, and how teams build their organization. And if you look at the Detroit Lions, to me, it feels like the Lions may be a year or two ahead of us in that rebuilding process. Meaning that when they made that Stafford Goff deal, we still had Aaron Rodgers, and we were still kind of doing our thing with Rodgers. And then they made that deal, and then they rebuild that. In comes Dan Campbell. They rebuild that team. And all of a sudden, then we decide to move away from Aaron Rodgers, and then we become the youngest team in the NFL with Jordan Love. And it just seems like we are, just in all actuality, you look at it, it feels like we are a year or two away from where the Lions are. And then if you look further out, if you go with the San Francisco 49ers, it feels like the 49ers had their shot, but now the window is closing. If you go even further out, it felt like Jared Goff and Stafford, when they made that move, they won that Super Bowl, so they had that dominance. So now you have the Rams, 49ers, in NFC I'm just talking, and then now the Lions, and it feels like we should be behind them. And somewhere in there, I don't know where the Vikings came from, but they had a resurgence in there somewhere.
Yeah, and we have to include the Eagles somewhere in that mix too. But
yeah.
you're plenty astute there, Gary. I mean, Homer, I think I just said this to you yesterday on the Homer Hour in between our discussion of TJ Otzelberger, is that I still think these guys are a year away. I've thought that all season.
That was my point.
And yeah, and I'm with you on that. Now, is it possible to arrive early? Is it possible to, win a game you shouldn't? I always thought, I always use the 95 Packers as the example. Like, they were actually leading in Dallas in the NFC Championship game, right? I mean, they somehow win that game. Gil Haskell doesn't get his head slammed against the turf, and everybody kind of gets super upset on the sideline given how popular Gil was in that game. But the Packers are beating the Cowboys, their arch nemesis, the team that ends all their seasons back in the 90s. But they had really gotten to that point because they had beaten the San Francisco 49ers the week before, the defending Super Bowl champs. That was what announced their arrival. But that they were but I think a lot of people thought, I think you'd even ask Coach Holmgren, he would say it, that they felt like it was still a year away. And then in 96, they go and win it. I think the Packers, I think the Lions are ahead of them by a year, in part because, I still think the turning point for the Lions was the fact that they came into Lambeau with having already been eliminated from playoff contention, facing an Aaron Rodgers quarterback team at Lambeau Field that knows that if they win the game, they're in the playoffs. And for them to come in and beat the Packers that night, I think that was when I became a Dan Campbell believer, because I had been a skeptic to that point. And so that was the end of the 22 season. We saw what they did last year. They end up in the NFC Championship game. They were a year away last year. Now it feels like they've arrived, and they may not may not make the Super Bowl. Maybe Philly beats them. Maybe the Packers beat them. Who knows what to make of the Vikings? Everybody poo-poos them. But they're in that position. This is their year to have that best shot. And it feels like the Packers are still a little ways away. And I think one of the reasons why I feel that way is just that their defense, while it made some of the plays, it obviously didn't make the most. You're getting paid to get a stop before the Lions get in field goal position. And I understand that the Lions are a good offense, and I understand that they got away with a pick play and the Packers didn't, and all that other stuff. But those are the things that the teams that are ready for their moment overcome. And the Packers didn't do that today, and maybe they're not able to do it until 2025. But they're in the mix. But I think Homer, I think I said this to you in August, that I think they're going to be a better team than they were the previous year.
And they are.
They may not make it past where they made it in the playoffs last year, despite being a better team. Maybe they make it to the same point. Maybe they make it a little farther, but they're a year away. And if I'm wrong and they're in Super Bowl, 59 in New Orleans, God bless them, because I think they feel like they can speed up the process if they can just get past these guys.
All right, let me get to the post-game injury report presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com today for info. I know, Jason, you'll have more, but assess the defense as a result of the injuries that took people out and where any or all of those people are right now.
Yeah, that was less than ideal, obviously. I mean, they start the game already without Jair Alexander, with his knee issues. They also start without Edger and Cooper, but it's really the secondary where the juggling had to occur yet again, and this time it really had to happen. So they go into the game without Alexander, so their nickel package, which is what they play most of the time, is Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney at safety, Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine at the outside corners, and then Javon Bullard, another rookie safety, at the nickel spot. Well, first, they lose Evan Williams to a concussion, but because they've repped Javon Bullard all this time at nickel, they want to keep him at nickel because they also need to keep Keyshawn Nixon outside. So they bring in Zane Anderson to play safety, who is primarily a special teams guy, and now he's playing on defense. Then, in the second half, they lose Bullard. So now they have no choice. They have to move Keyshawn Nixon inside. That means they got to bring Eric Stokes onto the field. I think we can all agree that Eric Stokes had a couple of good moments tonight, but then he had a couple of Eric Stokes moments. So that weakens their secondary significantly. That does factor into how I kind of view what their defense did tonight. But again, no Packers fan should be belly aching about the Packers injuries because the team they lost to is in far more dire straits injury wise. So we don't have a whole lot to complain about. Now, if you want to have a debate about how the penalty that wipes out the touchdown pass to Jacobs and forces them to settle for the game-tying field goal, and the play against Keyshawn Nixon that does not get called offensive pass interference, that the Lions get away with. If you want to have a conversation about feeling like that was a double standard, I'm open to listening to that because from my eyes, and I'm not an NFL official, I don't see how those plays are different. They look exactly the same to me. It looks to me like the receiver.
So did the Packers lose because of the officials?
Well, let's be honest. So let's say the touchdown stands, okay, and they go, instead of tying the game at 31, they go up 35-31.
Right.
You saw in the words of great American orator Steve the Homer True, they did a lot of fiddling and diddling after that, right? I mean, they get in position to kick the game-winning field goal. They go for it on the fourth down and convert it to make it a shorter field goal. But
so you're saying Detroit likely would have scored anyway, so let's not.
So Detroit goes in. So Detroit, instead of kicking the game-winning field goal, Detroit goes in and scores the game-winning touchdown and wins 38-35 instead of 34-31, right? So I mean,
I'll accept that.
I think it's a fair argument to have. I'm not sure that the outcome is different because the Lions still had plenty of time to get in the end zone, and what we'd seen from them for most of the night was the Packers had a hard time keeping them out of the end zone.
All right, on to the drive of the game presented by Boucher Automotive, which Jason will also tell us more about. But I am curious as to, of all the drives, the one that stands out.
Yeah, Boucher Automotive, where we ride with you every mile, since 1977. So I'm only slightly older than Boucher Automotive, but I tell you about my guys all the time. Everyone needs their guy. You always have guys.
Yes.
You got guys everywhere,
Yeah.
and my guys are Mike Hansen and Scott.
How much easier does that make your life?
It does.
Yes.
Isn't that nice? You can pick up the phone and that you've got someone that you trust, that you know is going to be fair to you, that's going to take care of you. You should have a guy everywhere, but especially when it comes to cars, as you well know.
Yep.
To me, the biggest drive of the game, and this is going to sound silly because this wasn't like there were subsequent drives that were crucial and they got the Packers the lead. But to me, the most critical drive was the one to start the second half and the 59-yard pass to Christian Watson. At the moment that they complete that 59-yarder, the Packers had 31 passing yards, and 20 of the 31 had been on the pass to Watson that Watson subsequently fumbled at the end of. Like, their offense was fiddling and diddling. And then they obviously get that touchdown, and that to me changes everything for them. And now they're like, okay, we can do this, and they have subsequent touchdown drives after that. But to me, getting the 59-yarder coming out of halftime, right, and then turning that into a touchdown, to me is enormous. It just changes the entire.
Man,
they go.
It was a game.
They go from 17-7 to 21-17 in basically a blink of an eye because they get the touchdown, they get the pick, they get another touchdown, and now they're winning the game. And I did think that kind of sequence was obviously huge. I didn't think the game was over by any means. And the flip side of the drive of the game is when they took the lead at 21-17 and when they took the lead at 28-24.
70 yards.
Times,
Detroit Lions.
Both times.
Touchdown.
Both times the Lions scored going the other way. Yes, sir.
All right, last thought from you, Jason, because we then will have callers for Gary. Do you feel better about the Packers, or what are you thinking? And I know you're not a fan, but as far as them as a team, you said you thought they'd be very confident in the locker room, but how about you?
Yeah, I thought they were a good team all along. Now, it's funny that they have won 7 of 9, and the 2 losses during that 9-game stretch are to the same team, obviously, right?
Yep.
So that obviously factors in. But the bottom line is that they're a good football team. Are they good enough to come out of the NFC? I don't think so, but I didn't think that going into the season. But these are the kinds of moments that I believe, it doesn't matter if you're a 8th grade girls basketball team or an NFL team. These are the moments you grow from and you garner such valuable experience. Those guys should all be on that short flight back from Detroit thinking, okay, this game is different if I do X, Y, and Z. And the guy across the aisle is thinking, all right, this game is different if I do A, B, and C. And sooner or later, they're going to do A, B, C, and X, Y, Z, and they're going to beat these guys. Today wasn't that day, and I still don't think that day comes, but eventually that day will come because this team's arrow is pointing in very much the right direction. Now, I do want to bring up one thing before I leave, and that is they got to figure out a way to get the guy who, in my opinion, is their best all-around wide receiver more involved. Where has Jaden Reed gone?
That was our question. We're going to be.
What is
heard?
And I assume LaFleur will talk tomorrow, and I'm going to try and phrase that as, look, I get it. You got all these weapons. I get it.
But he's disappeared.
But he is such a unique player. How is he not getting more? What is going on there? And I would really love to get a thoughtful answer from LaFleur because I'm guessing LaFleur will say, yeah, we're not doing a good enough job getting him involved. We need to make a concerted effort to get him the ball. Our offense is better when he's involved because it would be one thing if he wasn't involved and Romeo Doubs was active and playing. But Romeo Doubs didn't play either, and Romeo Doubs was targeted like one fewer time today than Jaden Reed was, and Romeo Doubs was in the concussion protocol, and Jaden Reed was on the field. So that is one of the mysteries that
you
that
have
we need
no
to
answer,
start
right?
investigating. I have zero.
Right.
I have
Okay.
no answer. None.
We'll get one tomorrow. Thanks, Jason.
You know what I like to
guys.
look at though. I think that the number of plays that they're getting offensively is not as much as we think that they are. They're not. I mean, in the first half, they didn't get a lot of plays.
Yeah, but Gary, if they have 10 plays, I think you're going to have one to Jaden Reed. He was targeted once.
I understand, I think
Gary.
Go ahead.
Gary, to your point, I'm glad you said this because this was a blind spot in my closing argument there. Do you know how many passes Jordan Love threw tonight? 20. That if you only have 20 passes that you throw, and you get the ball to Watson down the field, and you get the ball to Wicks a few times, and you get the ball to Kraft a few times, he only completed 12 balls. Like, that is not – and it's great that they got the 59-yard explosive play so they covered that ground without having to convert a couple of third downs on their way to getting those 59 yards. But that is part of the equation, because if you're only throwing the ball 20 times, and I just mentioned 3 other guys that you also want involved, that does reduce the opportunity. But still, he has to be more of a priority.
It's always something. In the
LaFleur
last 4
would say
games,
that.
he's got like 57 yards or something. This was not
Yeah,
the first time.
yep.
This has been going
No,
on.
You're right. You're right. And he is one of those guys that I can guarantee you, even if he wants to say something else, he will not. But he's not going to say, yeah, they got to get me more involved. I don't know what the hell's going on.
No.
I'm doing my part.
Right.
He is. I have covered guys who would say that. He is not one of them.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
They are waiting to talk to Gary Ellerson. It's amazing. It's 1 a.m. That's next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly opened Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
RE/MAX Preferred has been a James Imaging Systems client for over 20 years. RE/MAX Preferred CEO Daniel Bertelsen.
James Imaging is one of the vendors that we use to move all of our documents and set up networks and utilize their equipment for scanning and storage purposes.
James Imaging Systems, for over 40 years, a local 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
James Imaging has gone through a lot of evolutions over the years, and the one thing that has remained constant is their customer service and their follow-up.
That's important.
Extremely important. When we don't know what's going on, we can't let other people know what's going on in the company, and we get angry people.
And
James Imaging helps us keep people happy.
Are your people less than happy with your current business technology vendor? Then switch to James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at titosvodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy, because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
It's all about the green and gold and nonsense on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Wait a minute. I thought it was a shark.
No, it's a sharp. I'll repeat what you said because it sounded good. I assume I thought I heard shark
it's
too.
Not a shark? No, it's a sharp better.
I learned something new today. Sharp.
All educated, we swear, all with degrees.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Prairie Prairie Athletic Club is the ultimate destination for health, wellness, and crushing your goals. This is Sarah Tauscher. Say goodbye to post-workout aches and pains at the Pack's new recovery zone. With their assisted stretch and pneumatic boot sessions, you can get instant results, leaving you feeling refreshed and ready to tackle your next workout. Don't believe it works? Give it a try. Stop in, stretch your body, and relax your mind at the Pack. Visit prairieathletic.com to learn more. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. Call the Boda Box wine line at 800-990-3776.
And is it possible we could go all the way in the morning up until Jen, Gabe, and Chewy? That starts at 7. Still to be decided. But what has not to be decided, because it's going to happen right now, is Gary Ellison with one of his great partners. Take it away.
We're talking about good friends over at the Jury Center home team. The next step in life and propose, my good friends at the Jury Center, has to be the first stop. Whether it's naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds, the Jury Center has options for it all. Maybe you don't know exactly what kind of ring that special someone wants, but if they have a Pinterest board or ideas, bring it to the Jury Center. Their team of experts will help take your ideas from a dream to a reality. Learn more about their engagement ring selection or any other services at shoptjc.com or stop in today at any of their 3 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, or Burlington.
Packers lose 34-31 to the Lions, and they're waiting for Gary Ellison. It's past 1 in the morning. We're just getting started. Kevin in Madison, you're on with Gary Ellison. Let her fly.
Hi, guys. When I called about an hour and 7 minutes ago, I think I'm in the Hall of Fame now.
You are?
I had a bunch of stuff I was going to talk about, but you guys have pretty much covered it all. It's been a great show tonight.
Go over it again.
So what the upshot right now, after the game, I was disappointed, but not discouraged. After the end of the show, I'm kind of encouraged. I think we know what they got to do, and that's play your best game in the big games, and they're not doing that, but they're getting there. So do we think they can get there this year? And what I would like to see, maybe it can happen. You got to start with these last 4 regular season games. Can they win them all? Can they take that next step to get to where you're playing your best game and not hoping the other team beats themselves? Because they're pretty good at that. They've won 9 games that way doing that. But can we beat the good teams when they're also playing their best game? And that's what we got to see. And that's what I'm hoping for the rest of the year. Otherwise, they probably are a year away, maybe 2. What do you think?
Oh, no. What concerns you the most about the Packers? And do you feel the same as you did before the game, or better or worse?
Very close to the same. I thought what I was hearing all week going in was the Lions are all banged up and we should win this game. I heard that last week on the show a little bit. Homer wouldn't commit to show it, but somebody did.
No, I said it, and I feel comfortable with that opinion. It was wrong because they lost by 3, but they started so slow.
Well, the Lions
and still
are a
were
way
ahead.
better team than I was expecting to see. The Lions are good. I didn't realize they were this good,
given
even
all
all
the
banged
injuries. Yes, Gary said it best. You watch the game, even when things went well for the Packers, there was never any point in this game in which I thought the Packers were the better team. Possible that they could maybe win.
An answer.
Yeah, they just Detroit just seems to do everything a little bit better. Gary, is that the way? Is that putting it correctly?
Well, yeah, but it just because it starts with their offensive line, their run game, and that carries the whole team. They can dominate the clock. They can control.
Though they
the
did
clock.
not run the ball, the Packers did stop that better than before.
Well, they did, but they were still able to get the yards when they needed the 4th downs. They were able to get that, except for one. I mean, they still dictate the game to the Green Bay Packers. We talk about getting Jaden Reed involved. the problem is when you don't get enough plays to run, you're not going to get them involved. Because right now it feels like the Packers offense is centered around Josh Jacobs at all costs. So now the pecking order is not so much Jordan Love anymore. The pecking order now is Josh Jacobs, then Jordan Love, then Watson, then Reed, or then Watson. I mean, he's like third or fourth down the pecking order right now as the guys who they want to get involved in their offense.
Kevin, I would add and ask you, if I'm on the Detroit Lions, I just feel like, I don't know how we're going to do it. I just know when the game's over, we're going to have more points than the Packers.
And they think that against everybody they play, and they're right so far for the most part. How did they lose a game to the Giants? I didn't see that. That was in week 2, right?
Well, we've seen other games where they could have lost.
Also the Buccaneers.
Play.
Well, right, but they don't. The Chiefs could have lost a lot of games this year too, but they didn't. They win them. They find a way to win them. And that's what you got to do, and that's what the Packers don't do yet. Not against the good teams.
Correct.
But I'm hoping they can get there. That's the youngest team in the NFL. And that's a good thing, but it's also, this is why we don't win games yet. But they will. I think they're on track. I hope they are.
Kevin, thanks for over an hour. You are in the Hall of Fame. Tanner in Waukesha, not in the Hall of Fame. He didn't even come close to an hour. Tanner, you're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly.
Appreciate you guys. Listen, I was willing to wait until I was in the Hall of Fame, but I'm here now. So the only thing that I wanted to say, I agree a lot with what Gary said. The Lions are just a better team. They're a tier above what the Packers are right now. And watching this game tonight, what I saw was it's the defense. It comes down to the defense. I love what they've done. I like Jeff Hafley. I like that it's young. I like that it's improving. But the middle of the field is wide open. We don't come up with critical stops when we need them. And I have the same confidence. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a time when Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, when we got the football down by 3, down by 6, down by 7, there was 2 or 3 minutes left. We knew we were going to go down the score, tie the game up, take the lead, whatever. I have that same confidence with our offense. The issue right now is with the defense. I don't have the confidence there. And primarily it's with the soft zone. I'm seeing that without Jair Alexander, and maybe whether it's Jair or somebody else, we need that corner that can come in and play this tight man coverage, take away a number one, but the middle of the field is wide open. I like Carrington Valentine to an extent. I believe in Eric Stokes, but it's just too much is given up. And right now, we're a tier below these top teams in the NFC. With what Kevin just said, I think we're a year or two away. But the defense right now is what's letting us down. And I'd like to hear what you guys have to say.
Thanks for the call. All right, take it away, Gary.
Well, yeah, they're not there yet defensively. And, I think they've improved with Jeff Hafley. Don't you, Homer? Don't you think they have?
I do, but I'm not sure that it's Hafley. I think they have better players. But Hafley hasn't made it worse. I mean, how good would Barry's team have been with McCain? But it doesn't matter. I feel a little better about it.
No, so you say if Joe Barry was the defensive coordinator, they do the same thing they're doing right now?
No, they might play things differently. I think the performance would be about the same. Yes.
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay.
I think we can have someone go do the numbers. I don't. But aren't they maybe a top 15 defense this year?
Yeah, in points given up, but they were last year too. They were better than people realize. But it's just not that big an issue. I'm not going to spend any time Joe Barry. I'm just saying I think they have better players. That's why I have more confidence. They're missing some of those tonight. And I think that it's those players. I mean, the best part to me about the game defensively was that this is what I know that why Kenny Clark hasn't been what everybody's been trying to tell me he is, because this was a game in which I said, yeah, I'm seeing him. He's doing things like a really good player. So
right. And then other games where you don't know if he's even there.
Right,
or not.
and they tell me that he's playing pretty well. So, it's
Right.
the young players he's brought
It's
in.
tough.
Some of them didn't play. And I'm not going to overreact to the defense because you have to respect how good the Lions' offense is. And they did create a turnover. They did stop them on a fourth down. So it's not like they get an F, but they're going to have to play well, or they'll lose at Seattle. Seattle's just better than people think.
And of course now, so you bring that in here. So they go out to Seattle here on Sunday, and that's a tough place to play. And they also could get Seattle in their first round of the playoffs as well at Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I still like the team, but it's the young defensive players, and some of them were playing. I think Williams is huge. I think Cooper's. They add an aggressiveness and a toughness that makes the team better. And if I can understand that they weren't more aggressive in today's game because they didn't have a lot of the people, to me, that make them good and are the aggressive ones in the team you want to play to be aggressive. Williams is good. And they didn't have him. And, he was adding, and Bullard was, but those are some of the people, when you say the team is more aggressive defensively, you're looking at them, that they create that confidence that I didn't have. And that to me is more important than, I don't want to spend any time on the show, even at 116, talking about Joe Barry.
Sure. Keep it moving.
Yes. We'll take a break. We got somebody from Detroit, Nathan. He might be close to an hour by the time we get to him. Packers lose 34-31, and we will also have the high-energy play of the game brought to you by Water Joe. Gary will have that next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
From your best friend who lives on caffeine to your teenager who always forgets to fill up their tank, Quick Trip gift cards are the ultimate holiday hack for everyone on your list. Pick one up in-store or online, and they'll have everything they need. Coffee, snacks, groceries, fuel, and more. All with one thoughtful gift. And honestly, who has time for complicated gift shopping? We know you don't. Give the gift that keeps life moving. Holiday gift cards from Quick Trip.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, 'cause Truckstar Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts, because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, 'cause Truckstar Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts, because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. The biggest plays.
Love zips it in there. It's caught for the touchdown, Romeo Doubs.
To set the tone for the green and gold. It's time for the high-energy play of the game.
Protected as Love firing in the middle of the field. Touchdown in the middle, Jayden Reed.
Presented by Water Joe. Water with a work ethic.
Let's go to Gary Ellison. I'll be shocked if he doesn't pick the same play that I have as the high-energy play of the game.
Well, once you give me the play you got, Homer.
Packers are down 31-28, 2nd and 14 at their 26, and Jordan Love should have been sacked. It was an easy sack, and he made just that nifty move and then able to throw the ball down to Watson, and I think the ball was actually tipped a little bit by the defender, but that's the kind of great play that when you win the game, people play it and go, that is why Jordan Love is as good as he is. Unfortunately, they didn't get the touchdown. They get a field goal, and it's all forgotten, but not by me, because I don't think you'll ever see a better play that shows the potential greatness, because those are the kind of plays great players, quarterbacks make. With the game on the line, I might add, with about 8 minutes to go in the game. But
absolutely.
Do you have another one?
No, I'm with you on that.
I mean, I think, do you have plays when you go into the meeting room and you see it and you go, oh my God, that's even more amazing than when it happened?
Yeah.
How does that?
There's a couple things. The Keyshawn Nixon interception.
Yes.
The Quay Walker 4th down stop. Those two plays stand out in my mind.
Very good ones. Yes. Yeah. And those are also plays that, again, we would talk about if they had won the game. We'd have a list. And now they just get forgotten. Like I mentioned also, at the end of the game, Zane Anderson makes that play to stop. And then they have to go on 4th down. Well, if they stop him, then you go like, who the hell is Zane Anderson? Most people don't know he's even on the team.
Right.
But he made the stop, and then unfortunately they went for it on 4th and made it. But those are great moments that you just lose and forget. But and you mentioned the ones. Yeah, I mean Keyshawn Nixon, he's good, right? I mean, and
play well.
They had on Twitter, somebody put down like the one time when the helmet got ripped off Xavier McKinney's, but it came off so easily, you couldn't really show that it was hands to the face. Like, I wonder, did he have his chin strap? But I mean, it's rare that a helmet falls off like that, right? I mean, usually when you have hands to the face, the helmet still stays on, right?
Right.
You kind of push it. It just came off. The high-energy play of the game is brought to you by Water Joe. Hydrate and energize with Water Joe. No sugar, no additives, and no off flavors. Just 2 simple ingredients, water and caffeine. Find Water Joe for only 99 cents per bottle at your local Festival Foods. How long has it been waiting, Pebble? Is it an hour yet?
54 minutes.
54 minutes. Nathan in Detroit. You're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly.
Hey, what's up, guys? I was at the game tonight, and I got to say I'm kind of sick and tired of the negativity going around. I mean, we went into Ford Field against probably the number one team in the league and went toe-to-toe with them and lost by a field goal. I mean, this is the same team that went into Dallas last year, beat the brakes off of them, and then went to San Francisco. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we were winning in the fourth quarter with, 6-7 minutes to go. And I think it's a more rejuvenated team. I mean, I think this team can hang with anyone.
Gary?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. But they just can't get over the hump right now. I think, if you look at the NFC right now, it feels like the Lions are a step ahead. It feels like the Eagles are a step ahead. We're going to find out about the Vikings. We haven't talked much about the Vikings yet tonight, but we have yet to beat them. So we got another date with them as well. So we'll see where we are in the pecking order, basically in the NFC. And listen, and Seattle's not going to be a gimme next week in Seattle.
Nathan, what'd you like best about the Packers that make you go to the thoughts of what they did in the playoffs last year?
I liked our aggressiveness. I mean, I think we played loose. I think we played with nothing to lose. I mean, compared to the Rodgers era for the last 8-10 years where we've always been number 1, number 2 seed with a bye, playing with all this pressure at home at Lambeau, playing more not to lose versus playing to win. I think LaFleur's game planning was very aggressive, and I like our chances. You mix it up in the playoffs on the road. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the issue, Nathan, becomes you're going to be required to do it multiple times. Like it's not
well,
like
right. I mean, that's always the case.
But it becomes tougher this way. Right? Well, you don't. Yes, because you're going to have to go on the road and where they're going to be seated.
Yeah.
And you're not worried about.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough road. I mean, the division is gone after
right.
losing tonight.
Now, here's the other question, Nathan, because this is important. What impact did the game have on your belief about the Packer defense? And that, to me, fits on how much the 34 points you think is a result of Detroit's outstanding defense more than the Packers' problems defensively. How do you address that?
To be honest, I think the defense did about what I thought they would do. I mean, against the number 1 offense with no Jair, it's 34 points. I mean, it's not perfect, but in these tight games that are, playoff situations, it's going to be 34-31 a lot of the times. I mean, that's
and you have to give the defense credit for the interception that arguably led to a touchdown. It wasn't
right.
No, they didn't have to go that far. All right, Nathan.
Yeah, and the 4th down stop.
Thanks for being on. You are the latest caller going back many, many years at 1:28 in the morning. Thanks for staying with us. This holiday season, the Salvation Army needs your help. Every dollar donated helps provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to local families in crisis, not just at Christmas, not just at Christmas, but all year long. Join in making a difference. Visit Salvation Army WI, salvationarmywi.org to donate today. Will we be going all the way up to the morning show at 7? A decision next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Black Friday is Cash Friday at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. On Friday, November 29th, starting at 5 p.m., 18 winners will each take home a cash prize between $500 and $2,500 in our Cash Friday promotion. And at 8 p.m., one winner will take home the $40,000 grand prize. Plus, November 29th is Ho Chunk Day. And we're celebrating by giving the first 500 guests visiting our Rewards Club booth $25 in rewards play. Cash Friday is a holiday tradition at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner for over 40 years. And RE/MAX Preferred has been a client for nearly half of those years. CEO Daniel Bertelsen.
I think over all the years, they've always remained competitive with their pricing, with their service calls, with everything that we pay.
James Imaging Systems, better document imaging technology and better customer care.
Reliability and consistency are the key to any successful business, and for our networking and digital solutions, they've been that right along with us for all these years.
Daniel, James Imaging Systems, a business technology partner and a business partner.
Yes, sir. I think James Imaging has been both for us over the years, and having that in-between person that we trust is really important to us.
Lacking trust with your current business technology vendor? Then switch to James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Ring in the holiday season with Carbless. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 guilt. Carbless is gluten-free, just 100 calories, and is sure to give you that head start on any New Year's health resolution. You can go with fruity lemon or black raspberry flavors or a margarita variety pack. I know the cranberry flavor will find its way to every gathering for me this year. Make your holiday grocery list and check it twice. Be sure Carbless is on it. Let's toast to a full, festive, flavorful sip this December with Carbless. Less is more.
If your child faces an unsafe situation at home, are they prepared? Friday, December 13th from 3:45 to 5:15 p.m., Stoughton Health is hosting the class Safe at Home at McFarland Municipal Center. For students in grades 4 through 6th, students learn to practice safe habits, prevent unsafe situations, how to handle an emergency, like a power failure, weather, injuries, and illnesses. Class fee is $25. Financial assistance is available. Visit stoughtonhealth.com to register, then click on Classes and Events.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Which program is more dysfunctional, the Wisconsin Badgers or the Chicago Bears? I'm just relating it back to this weekend. I'm just relating it back.
I'm a fan of both.
Jim's two favorite teams. It's Jim's fault. Like, these teams are the reason they are the way they are because of Jim.
Jim is a football curse. Yeah, maybe.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
From your best friend who lives on caffeine to your teenager who always forgets to fill up their tank, Quick Trip gift cards are the ultimate holiday hack for everyone on your list. Pick one up in-store or online, and they'll have everything they need. Coffee, snacks, groceries, fuel, and more. All with one thoughtful gift. And honestly, who has time for complicated gift shopping? We know you don't. Give the gift that keeps life moving. Holiday gift cards from Quick Trip.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Obviously didn't start fast enough. I think didn't convert on those third downs, those crucial third downs early on. And that's something that we've been trying to focus on the past couple of weeks, and I think that's something that we've been better at. But, anytime you can't stay on the field right there, it's not going to be good. But, just didn't make enough plays early on and, obviously put the defense in a tough position.
Classic Jordan Love after the game. He always makes so much sense. He's always so realistic, accurate. How can you ever find fault with anything that Jordan Love ever says in the postgame? to Gary Ellerson. You want to join my club on that?
Well, because he tells the truth.
Yeah, but he says it. The truth can be complicated, even when you say it. He doesn't make it complicated.
No, he does. That's what I'm saying. It just that I'm just straight at it. It is what it is. Boom, boom, done.
Right, and
there's nothing else behind it.
Right, you never get a feeling there's some sort of agenda. He just just as if just can make a clearly accurate and appropriate answer, which often doesn't happen from players or coaches. There's always something else about it. By the way, just so you know, in terms of points scored, the Packers are now 7th in the league. And the past 3 years, they've been 12th, 14th, and 10th. And in points given up, they are now 10th, which is exactly where they were last year, following years 17th and 13th. So they're 7th and 10th is the best combo they've had in some time. Other than 2020 was the last time when they had the phenomenal offense. But all right, and now what do you want to leave people with? Because if somebody's listening at 1:35 in the morning, they love them some Packers. Either that or they're old and can't sleep.
Well, I mean, I think it's just simple as this, Homer. The Detroit, it's just simple. It's no rocket science. I mean, I don't need to fill up time. Maybe you want me to, but
no. At 1:35, you do not have to fill up time. I made the decision. We will not go till 7 a.m. Would you like to disagree with that? You want to try to roll with it? I don't think Pebble will stick around.
Here's the deal. The Lions are just a better football team. But the Green Bay Packers, if I'm them, if I was in that locker room, I'm not afraid to go to Detroit to win a game, to get to the Super Bowl. And that's the bottom line.
So you would feel better after what happened tonight?
I mean, I feel better regardless of what happened tonight. I just know the Lions are going to do some stupid stuff to let us always be in the game.
And we don't have to do anything off the charts.
We can't beat ourselves, though. We can't.
Yes. Yeah. Which they weren't, other than maybe
the first game, Homer. The first game against the Lions, I came away with thinking we beat ourselves.
Okay. And this you didn't. This part started slow, but said, no problem. Yeah. I don't care how many they've won in a row. We're turning this into a game. And they did. Yeah.
Right.
Because it could have gotten ugly.
This game I came away with, the Lions are a pretty good football team. We're a step or two behind.
Yeah, Packers were down 10-0.
Yeah.
17-7.
Yeah.
Could have been, like before, 24-14, 27-14.
Yeah.
All right. Next Sunday, December the 15th, the Packers at Seattle Sunday night. And as Tausch kind of said, the last 4 games, they're just prepped for the season, the postseason, but you want to get better. They know pretty much where they're probably going to be seated in the playoffs. They're going to have to go on the road. So how would you think that, and you would prepare then as a player? You just want to keep getting better, or you want to stay healthy? How do you view the last 4 games? Because you're...
Well, there's a lot of things to get better at. I mean, defensively, I feel like they're not where they want to be. They got to get healthy, got to get Jair back. I think this defense looks different when he's playing. Romeo Doubs, I think, it gives you more weapons offensively. I think Luke Musgrave can give you something if you can get him back offensively. So I think you'll see this Packer team continue to get better when they start adding some pieces.
And find some way to get Jaden Reed back.
Yeah.
All right. See you a week from Sunday.
All right, my friend. Good night, everybody.
That is Gary Ellison. I'll close it out after this final timeout.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
RE/MAX Preferred has been a James Imaging Systems client for over 20 years. RE/MAX Preferred CEO Daniel Bertelson.
James Imaging is one of the vendors that we use to move all of our documents and set up networks and utilize their equipment for scanning and storage purposes.
James Imaging Systems, for over 40 years, a local 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
James Imaging has gone through a lot of evolutions over the years, and the one thing that has remained constant is their customer service and their follow-up.
That's important.
Extremely important. When we don't know what's going on, we can't let other people know what's going on in the company, and we get angry people.
And
James Imaging helps us keep people happy.
Are your people less than happy with your current business technology vendor? Then switch to James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From your best friend who lives on caffeine to your teenager who always forgets to fill up their tank, Quick Trip gift cards are the ultimate holiday hack for everyone on your list. Pick one up in-store or online, and they'll have everything they need. Coffee, snacks, groceries, fuel, and more, all with one thoughtful gift. And honestly, who has time for complicated gift shopping? We know you don't. Give the gift that keeps life moving. Holiday gift cards from Quick Trip.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
Black Friday is Cash Friday at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. On Friday, November 29th, starting at 5 p.m., 18 winners will each take home a cash prize between $500 and $2,500 in our Cash Friday promotion. And at 8 p.m., one winner will take home the $40,000 grand prize. Plus, November 29th is Ho Chunk Day, and we're celebrating by giving the first 500 guests visiting our Rewards Club booth $25 in rewards play. Cash Friday is a holiday tradition at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It is almost over. Pebble, I'm going all the way till 7. I got another 5 hours in. Will you stick around and be the producer if we do the show?
I'll be here, Homer, but in spirit only, probably.
I'll take that as a no. All right, Packers lose 34-31. Couple of notes mentioned in the last 4 weeks. Jaden Reed has a grand total of 73 yards. He was targeted only once tonight. In the last 4 games, Christian Watson is now up to 320 yards compared to that 73. Jordan Love, 12 of 20, and yet he still had a quarterback rating of 111.7. Jared Goff, 32 of 41, quarterback rating of 109. The Packers did do a better job handling the Detroit running, just 111 yards, 3.3 yards Packers had 99. It was almost all in the first half. And Josh Jacobs, in addition to 3 rushing touchdowns, had 18 carries for 66 yards. It's not going to change. The Packers are 9-4. Detroit is 12-1. Packers off until Sunday the 15th. Again, they'll play at Seattle. But it will be an evening game. And then the following week, it's Monday night, another evening game. A noon one, not until the 29th when they'll be playing at Minnesota against the Vikings. Hasn't changed. Packers lose 34-31 to Detroit. And because Pebble does not fully appreciate the greatness of taking this all the way till 7 a.m. so that Jen Ladd and Gabe Neitzel can walk in and go, "You're still here?" Not going to happen. Not this morning. Have a good morning. National better be next.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the